Good morning.
Good morning.
It is the Drake
Toll Show.
Westwood One
Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. This is a new version. This is a reinvigorated version.
This is Drake Toll Show 2.0. Because I can't. There's too much happening
in the world of
sports right now.
Next week,
the next 2 weeks,
the next 3 weeks,
across the NBA,
the
NHL, the PGA,
the NFL. It is officially
NFL
draft week.
And that's like the fourth thing we'll talk about
today.
Yesterday was more chaotic than I thought it would play out to be. In the best damn way possible.
Good morning.
Good morning. It is 6:01 and 23 seconds Eastern Time. 5:01 and 29 seconds now Central Time. And you're getting dressed somewhere in your quaint but nice, comfortable home in Alvarado, Texas. Good morning. It's good to have you. And as you get dressed, I know what you're thinking. Well, if it's not the Dallas Stars, I don't really care. May I push back? The Sabres, 4-3 over the Bruins, striking for 4 goals in the third period, erasing a 2-goal deficit. Absolute cinema. Or the Knights scoring 3 goals themselves to erase a deficit at home against the Mammoth, winning 4-2, 3 goals themselves in the third period. Or the Canadians scoring a goal apiece in each period to go to OT and knock off the Lightning in Tampa Bay. Just for the Avalanche to do what the Avalanche have done all season long, and that is win hockey games. 2-1 on top of the Kings. But wait! Just when you thought the chaos of the NHL could not be matched by the National Basketball Association, and you know what? I would have agreed with you. I thought Saturday's scores, Cavs over the Raptors, Nuggets at home, Knicks at home, Lakers, all the home teams won. Nothing really that entertaining happened. It was, all right, we'll keep you at arm's length, Listen to this. On Saturday, 3 of the 4 games had a 2-point or less margin in the fourth quarter alone. What that means is nothing really changed. Saturday's games, the only true scare, if you want to call it that, Cavs, the Raptors had a late run in the fourth that at least pulled it close, but the Cavs at that point had kind of just mailed it in. You could. The Cavs were up enough. It was a blowout going into the final quarter. Then Sunday, we saw a replay of this. It was just sad and bad all over again. Celtics rout the 76ers. Thunder rout the Suns. Those games were never that close. Celtics just kept Philly at arm's length. And those Boston fans thought they had the same situation when their Bruins took on the Sabres, but they did not. What an up and down day for Cats in Boston. Speaking of, it's Patriots Day, Heroes Day. I think it's 2 states. Boston and Maine, they're like off school all day today. Boston Marathon, so that's fun. But look, NBA, we got to the middle of my evening, and nothing had happened to note so far. I was like, well, how am I going to open the Drake Toll Show? Can you give me something substantial, something monumental? And boy, did I get it. Good morning. It is the Drake Toll Show. Addie Bates produces out of Washington, D.C. Curtis Poindexter runs the board in Culver City, California, which is close to Santa Monica, which is close to Los Angeles. It is Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Live right now on the Drake Toll Show YouTube page, Twitter, and, of course, on your favorite radio station somewhere in the United States of America. And Canada. Someone told me Guam, Puerto Rico, possibly. And finally, I got that moment. Finally, on Sunday, I thought, wow, this is what dreams are made of. This is what sports at the top level are to me. 112-101, the Magic over the Pistons. A 1 seed goes down in round 1. Now, it is a series. So it's not just over, but I have heard tell, and this is very, I subscribe to this. This is a point you bring to the water cooler today. This is a point you bring to work when they say, did you watch the NBA this week? And you say this, You say, I watched 1 series, and I watched 7 other contests. And people will say, well, what does that mean? A series does not begin until the road team wins a game. I'll say it again. The series does not begin until the road team wins a game. The Magic just won a game against the number 1 team in the East on the road. Let the series commence. I'm going to open up highlights of that game from the third quarter where Paolo Banchero does just some silly Paolo Banchero stuff. But I want you to know it was apparent early on. In the first 4 or 5 minutes of this game, the Orlando Magic were high-flying. It was apparent pretty quickly. Within the first, ESPN gave Orlando a 52.5% chance of winning this game 6 minutes in. Orlando was up 20-10, doubling up Detroit. Now, of course, the Pistons worked their way back. Now they're only down by 2, but Orlando mostly controlled this game. Detroit would creep back within 4, Orlando extends the lead. Detroit creeps back within 2, Orlando extends the lead. To the point where it's 62-53 with 9.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Thanks to my friend, Paolo Banchero with the assist.
Banchero dancing. Keeps the eyes up. Oh, he put it in the perfect spot. Right over the top of Duran. And Carter rips down the rim.
It was explosive. You could hear the arena was silent. It's 63-52 now. It went from, okay, we were down by 10 early, but we've rallied. We're the Pistons. We're the 1 seed, guys. Everybody stop freaking out. We have Cade Cunningham. Nobody freak out. But things only got worse. Same thing. It's 62-53. So when we go to the middle of the fourth quarter, all right, Detroit, start creeping back. Oh, now it's a 7-point game. Now it's a 5-point game. Whoa. 1 point. It's there is a clear path for Detroit to win. 94-88. 7:45 to go. You got the ball. Just okay. You're down by 6 at home. You're not in the red button like we've got to press everything and go. You got plenty of time to work with here. 8 minutes to go here. Down by 6. But again, every time that happens, every time Detroit creeps back, there's Franz Wagner ready to put Detroit back in its place.
Up to 14 on the night. Wagner downhill. Look out! Air Germany is just taking flight.
It is the great young Noah Eagle on NBC bringing you the calls here. Silent in Detroit. The Banchero lob to Carter. The Wagner dunk. And it was, again, the word ferocious. They were putting it on the 1 seed. They were putting it on Cade Cunningham. And here is Eagle on the call. NBC, Orlando steals game 1.
Came in with a ton of confidence after the win in the play-in, 121-90 over Charlotte, and a wire-to-wire victory for the first time under Jamal Mosley. The Magic have won a road playoff game. They take game 1 at Little Caesars Arena.
From everything that I've heard, everything I've been told, Jamal Mosley was going to lose his job. This was built for Jamal Mosley to be fired. You lose the play-in, you go home, and of course you lose the play-in. The Hornets, and you and I didn't get to talk about this game, it was Friday. Like the Magic just played. And maybe there's a recipe to that, but that game on Friday, I was rooting for America's darling, the Sweetheart Hornets. Oh, LaMelo Ball's mean. All right, cool. I wanted to see that story come to fruition. I wanted to see that team in the playoffs. But now, after what Paolo Banchero and the Magic did last night, I'm good. I'm happy. It's worked out perfectly in the exact way it should have. What a contest and what a double-digit victory, 112-101 over Detroit on the road. I'm going to give you, over the course of these 3 hours together, over the course of this show, I'm going to give you the reason this isn't just we lost a game for Detroit, and why there are some serious cracks in the foundation of an East that is far more wide open than big NBA wants you to think. In the meantime, Victor Wembanyama dropped 35 points last night in his playoff debut. What I said earlier about these games on Saturday, just not having electric fourth quarters, it just never seemed like the opposition could pull within striking distance. It was the case here for San Antonio and Portland, except for instead of, opposing teams pull within 5. No. It's like, Portland pulls within 12. Portland pulled within 15. You know, that was Portland's only shot at being relevant in this game in the fourth quarter was, it's almost single digits. I think the last time it felt, there's a point in the fourth quarter where the score is 61-59, San Antonio over Portland. Denny Advia, too, was just awesome. And I think there'll be a bigger conversation over the offseason of Advia being a top 10, top 15 player in the NBA right now for what he continues to do. And I know he's in Portland, so it doesn't make a lot of, if you don't watch the association that much, it doesn't make a lot of sense to you why I would say that. But Advia, he's been that guy. Statistically, is a top 15 player in the NBA this season. You could argue top 10 and could be a star, like a true star for the Portland Trail Blazers. Now, there are things that they create stars, and Denny's not there yet. But he sure could be, and he was great, spectacular in San Antonio last night. But outside of Drew Holiday and Advia, the buck kind of stopped there. 30 points, 10 boards for Advia, but he was facing Victor Wembanyama. Here's the goal. 35 points, the most in Spurs' playoff debut ever, surpassing Tim Duncan for Victor Wembanyama.
Shot clock at 4. Wemby stepping back, taking 3.
It's ridiculous the way he just
taking 3, making 3. Wemby, 111-98. The Spurs over the Portland Trail Blazers surpasses Tim Duncan. And not only was the Admiral in attendance, but Tim Duncan was there, sitting right next to him, watching Victor Wembanyama break the record for points scored in a Spurs playoff debut. Formerly 32 points from our friend Tim Duncan, and now it's Victor Wembanyama who owns that record. Here's what Mitch Johnson, the Spurs head man, had to say about Wemby's playoff push.
Yeah, I think there's an approach that we all have in terms of an expectation of a heightened level of preparation, detail, nuance, competitiveness, physicality, everything, right? And I think there's a real desire from that young man to want to participate in that. This is his first playoff game, and he has lofty expectations and goals for himself, and being in the playoffs is squarely a part of a lot of that. So it's good to get the first one and kind of get that experience under your belt.
How wild is it for Mitch Johnson to say it's good to get that, like so calmly? Yeah, it's good to get that win and get that experience under your belt. Experience? You were the experience. Victor Wembanyama was the experience. I'm not trying to dog Mitch. I know what he's going for, but think about it. That's such a calm, cool answer for Wemby, who he's an alien. They're like, well, here he goes again, just doing stupid things. What did we do as a society to deserve Victor Wembanyama? And what did we do? I think it's good for the NBA when the Spurs are good at basketball at this level. When San Antonio has that kind of crowd, when there's the pink and the orange and the teal and the black and they got everybody involved in this. And Wemby talked post-game about how crazy he kept saying, he's at the podium and he was like, wear your shirt, wear your shirt, wear your shirt. This is post-game. Like, yeah, yes, Wemby. Because the whole week, that was all San Antonio. Come to the game, put the shirt on, create the flag, and they did. The crowd was awesome. Wemby was awesome. And San Antonio rolls. They're still my favorite. They are still my favorite to win the title, despite how good the Thunder looked, despite how good SGA looked, despite Saturday how dominant the top-seeded teams looked. These scores: Cavaliers over the Raptors, 126-113. Nuggets over the T-Wolves, 116-105. Going into the fourth, it was a game at halftime. We were tied up at halftime after a Nuggets rally. The third quarter was all Nugs. Arm's length, keep the T-Wolves away. Knicks over the Hawks, 113 to 102. And Lakers over the Rockets, 107-98. LeBron James doing it by himself. Hachimura's in there. But LeBron James doing it by himself with no Austin Reeves. And no Luka Doncic. And still a win for the Lakers, where the Rockets scored 32 in the fourth quarter. And the Lakers paced them with 32 themselves. Oh. Wait, I hadn't even told you about Matt Fitzpatrick yet. I mean, come on. He won Harbortown at a playoff. It's a lot of money. A playoff against Scotty Scheffler after he had just boofed 18, and the playoff is let's just do 18 all over again. Fitzpatrick had just boofed it. He wins a playoff, wins Harbortown, and a PGA tournament win for Matt Fitzpatrick. It was that kind of Sunday, man. It was that kind of weekend. I got that pep in my step. I feel different. Things feel different today. We're in the perfect time of year for that word that you know and love. Sports. Addie Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. When we come back, hey, the Pistons just lost to the 8th seed, Magic. But we shouldn't freak out, right? There's no reason to freak out, right? Hey, I'm going to bring you in close when I say this. There might kind of be a reason to freak out. I'll explain. Coming up, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show.
She's a rich girl, she don't try to hide it. Diamonds on the soles of her shoes. He's a poor boy, empty as a pocket with nothing to lose. Sing ta-na-na, ta-na-na-na. She got diamonds on the soles of her shoes. Ta-na-na, ta-na-na-na. She got diamonds on the soles of her shoes. 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 Say she's crazy, she got diamonds on the soles of her shoes. Well, that's one way to lose these walking blues. Diamonds on the soles of your shoes. She was physically forgotten, but then she slipped into my pocket with my car keys. She said, you've taken me for granted because I pleased you. Wearing these diamonds. And I could say, ooh, as if everybody knows what I'm talking about. As if everybody here would know exactly what I was talking about. I'm talking about diamonds on the soles of her shoes. She makes the sign of a teaspoon, he makes the sign of a wave. The poor boy changes clothes and he puts on aftershave to compensate for his ordinary shoes. And She said, honey, take me dancing, but they ended up by sleeping in a doorway by the bodegas and the lights on over Broadway, wearing diamonds on the soles of their shoes. And I could say, ooh. And everybody here would know what I was talking about. I mean, everybody here would know exactly what I was talking about. I'm talking about time. People say I'm crazy, I got diamonds on the soles of my shoes, yeah. Well, that's one way to lose these walking blues. Diamonds on the soles of my shoes. Ta-na-na-na, 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 ta-na-na-na.
Touch yourself.
Stay off the weed.
Big Gooner.
It is the Drake Toll Show. Good morning. I mean, it makes me want to tear up a little bit. What did we do to deserve this? Like, the sun is rising over the live oak trees in Savannah, Georgia, with the beautiful Spanish moss hanging down. I'm quad box, right? I'm watching 4 TV channels right now, all talk about their sports, their daily sports shows. Can I tell you something that happened yesterday? A quick aside. I was dialed into golf. I'm watching the NBA. I'm watching the NHL. There's too many things to watch yesterday. The Banana Ball Open, the Savannah Bananas and the Texas Tailgaters. You had money on that.
Bananas.
So I'm just kind of bouncing around watching everything. And I'm specifically glued to Harbortown and this playoff. Fitzpatrick and Scheffler. Scheffler. Scheffler is the Rossini version. Scheffler. And I'm watching the golf tournament, and it ends playoff. Fitzpatrick wins. Unreal. And then immediately the local news comes on, right? It goes from CBS and Jim Nantz from, Fitzpatrick to CBS News. And you would think, right? Hilton Head, Savannah, same area. These news stations cover both. Hour and a half drive, less than that, maybe an hour on the right day. You would think we're talking about the tournament, about the PGA. It was in your backyard. You're the local news. You're right here. And the headline, the bottom of the screen, the lower third, It read, and I was stunned by this. First thing you hear on the news after RBC Heritage Harbortown is over, in a playoff, electric playoff, first headline you get, yummy food and refreshing drinks at the Heritage. Yeah, man. Yummy food, refreshing drinks. That was the best part of the weekend, baby. There was golf there in between the yummy food and refreshing drinks. It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Addie Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization and Locked On Big 12. And I do think there are issues, possibly foundational issues, with the Detroit Pistons after watching their loss to the Magic yesterday. I do think there are, and this is going to come as a shock and surprise to you, some serious issues with the Boston Bruins, who lost to the Buffalo Sabres. And the Sabres had an incredible regular season, but with brands and teams and names like this who haven't been to the playoffs in 15 years or won a playoff game in 15 years. That was 2012, 2013. Like we're talking that's 2011, 15 years ago. It's a long stretch. And like I was in middle school. That's not good. That's not good. So when the Sabres get to a moment like this, in my brain, at least, it's the way that my human brain works, is the last thing I expect is for them to win. Even if they are Thompson to Samuelson, the better team overall, I just don't really expect them to win. Not only did Buffalo win, but down 2-0, 2-0 in the third period to rally 4 goals. So the Pasternak's goal at the very end didn't even matter. It was 4-2 at that point. Sabres had already ended this thing. Under 2 minutes to go. It was a beautiful thing to see in front of my eyes. Like Boston goes up, and like, oh yeah, well, this is what happens to franchises who, quote, haven't been there before. The Sabres will lose because they haven't been there, and then the Sabres rally back. But first, here's why I'm worried about both the Bruins, obviously. That's the more obvious one. But why am I worried? Why am I worried about the Detroit Pistons? They didn't just lose game 1. There were structural flaws. You're a 60-win team. I don't think it was a bad night as much as it was a warning shot. Their loss to the Magic. And a piece of that is this Cade-only offense. Hey, guys, well, we have the ball. What should we do? I don't know, man. Pass it to Cade? Okay. What else? What's the next play? They're guarding Cade now. I don't know. We didn't think that far. Tobias Harris, 17 points. Just the box score alone. This is one of those games where the box score alone is just sad. It's decrepit. Only one player not named Cade Cunningham scored double digits. That's it. That's the whole statement. Only one player, not named Cade Cunningham, scored double digits. Hell, they're giving out double digits for free in the NBA these days. Tobias Harris on 5 for 15, 1 for 7 from 3, was the only other offensive output, period. Thompson had 8, Durant had 8, Robinson had 9. Cade Cunningham had 39. I'm reading down the box score here. The highest point scorer off the bench was Jenkins with 6. What? There was no reinforcement to Cade Cunningham. That's cracking the foundation number 1. That's question mark number 1 that I have is, hey, if the opposing team at any point in time during the NBA postseason decides to guard Cade Cunningham, what are you going to do? What's next? And Detroit did not implode the way I thought they would have or could have when they lost Cunningham to the collapsed lung. They were still winning games, whether it was Harris doing the scoring, whether it was Durant finding a way to make up for Cunningham's loss. That didn't happen yesterday. It was just the Cade-only offense. When your franchise player has to carry that much usage, and in game 1, it leads to fourth quarter fatigue. It leads to a supporting cast that did not wake up and a star player who cannot do it all by himself. And he didn't do it all by himself, hence the loss in round 1. And now an 11-game home playoff curse. That's not a streak, dog. That's a curse. 11 straight home postseason losses. 2008 was the last time the city of Detroit saw a home playoff win. 11 in a row is almost hard to do. 2008, what was I doing? I was 7. I was waking up and eating my Fruity Pebbles. And what I loved, I couldn't explain it, But I loved like excess milk in my, like I would fill the cereal all the way to the top of the bowl and then pour milk in until it was really at the top. Like there was way more milk than cereal that needed to be in there. And I wouldn't drink the milk either. I was just wasting milk. I didn't realize until much older that was really stupid. Very stupid. That's what I was doing in 2008. The Pistons were losing a playoff game. Not to realize they'd lose 10 more and still haven't broken the curse. And a piece of this is rest versus rust. And how the play-in momentum for Orlando made them look different. They looked bouncier. They were jumping out of the gym. The Pistons, on the other hand, looked sluggish the whole game. And Paolo Banchero. It was reminiscent of, I had a world history class. Gosh, I wish I could remember the professor's name at Baylor. I was probably a sophomore. There was a softball player in that class. That was the coolest thing ever. I was probably a sophomore, and he was from Germany, had a really thick accent. And we did a whole unit on Napoleon, because, of course, it's a history class, right? You got to do a unit on Napoleon. And the Battle of Marengo, where rest lost. Why, yes, what do you mean rest lose? What do you mean rest can lose? The Battle of Marengo, 1800. The Austrian army. Austrians versus Napoleon. Napoleon's taking over the world at this point, mind you. General Michael von Melas. Hammering Napoleon all morning. By 2 p.m., 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the Austrians had won. It's over. They essentially won, right? I mean, come on, they're destroying them. The French had retreated already. The battlefield was quiet. No one's moving. Like, all right, whatever, dog. It's mid-afternoon. We're kicking the hell out of you guys. All the French are dead. They're on the battlefield. We're the Austrians. So General Melas says, you know what? You, Bat Boy, you're the new general of the army. I'm going to my headquarters, my fancy little tent. I'm going to have my lunch and take a nap. The regular season's over. The battle's over. Who needs the last little bit? Who needs the finishing move? I don't. I'm going to take a nap, dog. The French retreated already. It's over. This thing's over. So the Austrians just stopped their pursuit. The Detroit Pistons just stopped their pursuit. They broke their combat. They broke their formation. They relaxed. Oh, we secured the victory. We won the East in the regular season going away. Come on. A little did they know. Melas was eating his lunch, and French General Louis Desailly arrived on the battlefield with 6,000 ramped-up reinforcements, 6,000 fresh men who had been straight from combat like the Orlando Magic. And Desailly told Napoleon, the battle is completely lost, but it's only 2 o'clock, and there's time to win another. And a total collapse ensued. They hit the resting Austrians like a freight train. They were all checked out. They mentally checked out, physically deramped, couldn't get back into defensive formations in time, and the Austrian victory was flipped. Chaotic, bloody. It was a rout. Less than an hour. By the time Melas had finished his lunch, his army was fleeing in terror and half dead. This is Detroit. You did the regular season. You won 60 games, and you went back to your tent. You went Melas style. I'm gonna go have lunch over there. You kid, drummer boy, you're the new general. All right, see you guys. Nice job. Kicked ass today, boys. Like, what was? Hold on, wait a second. You're the 1 seed. You've got the. Can you not just can you deliver? Can you finish? And what you're saying, you might be saying, hey. What if this is just one loss? Drake, it's just one loss. Don't freak out. And I'm not trying to freak out. I'm just trying to let you know. 11-game playoff curse. Cade-only offense. Play-in momentum. Rust versus rest. Paolo Banchero, the way he played Desmond Bane. Like, those two guys exploited Detroit's defense the entire evening. And the 1-8 has happened. Oh, and in NBA history, the team that wins game 1 in a series wins the series 75% of the time. Then there are the Buffalo Sabres and the Boston Bruins. I promised you a snippet from this. I want to lead this off. I just want to give you a minute and a half, couple minutes of this. I want to lead this off, though, with the goal that just this is the noise when the Buffalo Sabres against the Boston Bruins take a lead with 3.5 minutes to go on ESPN.
McLeod carries up ice and tosses in. Stick breaks on the back end for Hampus Lindholm. He gets a handoff. Here's a pass. A shot. Score! Martin Samuelsson! Absolute madness!
Full body chills, man. There it is. 3-2. The lead the Buffalo would take over Boston. They'd go up 4-2 after the Bruins had pulled the goalie. 4-3, the final score. Buffalo wins at home. They're 15-year. That's what it sounds like. That's what a 15-year playoff drought sounds like when you win a game at home for the first time in 15 seasons and your home crowd, after being down 2-0, you're being blanked in the fourth period. When your home crowd feels once again what it's like to win at this level. No, it's not an upset at Buffalo. That's why I'll spend a good portion of time on the Magic over the Pistons. But it's not an upset if Buffalo wins this series, obviously. Come on. 109 points this season, Boston 100 points. But it feels like an upset in your brain. You're like, wow, the Sabres? Can I trust the Sabres? The Thompson takeover. Boston's third period collapse. It's becoming a culture. It's becoming a collapsed culture. That home ice advantage alone, you just heard it. That was a whole nother animal. And the Sabres are coming off one of the most dominant 40-game stretches in hockey history. Telling you, man, they learn how to win close games, and the Sabres are a serious threat this postseason. When we come back, it's time for our biggest losers of the day. Jay Johnson? You mean the LSU baseball coach? Trevor Bauer, the old baseball player? Sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance, protecting small businesses with affordable coverage options. Quote today at progressivecommercial.com. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Running backs are...
If you want to feel better, don't let the devil make you toss this letter. If you've been crushed up by voodoo, the wizard or the lizard, you got family trouble, man trouble, woman trouble, no night through the rubber. You're looking for a true friend or a true lover, or if you've been living undercover, well, I'm coming to your town to break it all down and help you with all of this. I'm looking to help you find bliss. One day, one way, can't miss. I'm here to tear all the walls down. Doesn't matter if it's a large town or a small town. Just like Joshua and the fabled walls of Jericho, I'm here to tear down the institution. God spoke to me, said, listen to me. I anoint you with the power that'll get them all moving. You're agitated, you're prayed and meditated, you're concentrated on getting elevated. By sundown, one day, you who come will be blessed with a big money blessing. You will be doubted by all the unbelievers on all of the things I'm addressing. But you must tell 7 friends. You must first bring 7 friends. And don't be selfish and keep this all to yourself and don't eat shellfish. Hate is trying to take someone else's love for yourself. But I'm here to tell you that love is trying to help someone else. I realize that you have tried and are just about ready to give up. But I got good news for you. God has spoken to my mind and told me to tell you to get moving in the right direction for a change. I'm gonna put you in the fast lane. You need to see me right away so I can fix this up. You need to see me right away. You need to see me right away so I can fix this up. You need to see me right about now. God of 7, open up the windows of heaven and pour out a rich and mighty blessing. Not on this town or her town, but your town. Are you ready for the message? I have a special financial blessing that once I have placed in your hand. Yeah, I want you to begin using this blessing on the very first day that you can. And if you are suffering a strange sickness, or someone is blocking up all of your success, you need to see me right away so I can fix this. Sound sincerely yours in faith, love, and peace, your friend Archbishop Harold Holmes.
Stay off the weed.
It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Addie Bates produces. I mean, I haven't even got, like, there was baseball this weekend. You? Yes, you listening at home. Were you waiting for that? Was that, you're like, oh, okay. 43 minutes. And 51 seconds in, he finally mentioned baseball. The word baseball was thrown out there. What we saw yesterday in the National Hockey League over the weekend of the NBA, the National Hockey League, what we will see in the NFL draft this week, where obviously Ty Simpson's going first overall over Fernando Mendoza. Dan Orlovsky told me the entire offseason that Ty Simpson should go first, or he should go above Fernando Mendoza, and by and large, everyone has subscribed to the fact that Mendoza's going first overall, won't be at the draft, still going first overall over Ty Simpson. But Dan Orlovsky told me. All right. Thanks, Dan. All of that's this week. All of that's today. Can I give a message to you before we get to our biggest losers? Can I also give a message to you? If your favorite team, let's say you're a Trailblazers fan. Let's say you're a Bruins fan. If your favorite team lost over the weekend, don't fret. Don't fret. You may lose the series, but for the next 4 or 5 days, at the very least, you have something called hope. For the next week, you get to watch your team play, and that's pretty awesome. For that, let's rejoice. It's time for our biggest losers of the day. Biggest loser number one. I'm going to give Jay Johnson, the LSU baseball coach, the benefit of the doubt here. He is mic'd up with ESPN, A&M playing at LSU, when this kid from Texas A&M hits a 400-foot bomb, and Jay Johnson, headset on, has to listen to the play-by-play guy from ESPN just in his ear, making sure he knows exactly what's happening.
Some holes, and you can't find him, hit him over the fence.
Well, this one is also heading towards the fence, just like that. Gavin Grahovac hits another one. He now has 10 homers in his last 12 games, and the offense for the Aggies is unstoppable right now. Jay, we're going to let you go. We appreciate you joining us, sir. Thank you, bud.
Oh, my. Yeah. Rub it in. This offense cannot be stopped. You guys can't even touch this. You guys suck. All right, well, we're going to let you go. Thanks,
Touch
guys.
yourself.
Carl Ravitch strikes again, man. I was sitting around with some broadcast guys this weekend. Dudes, ESPN, some TNT dudes. Like, man, Ravitch is Ravitch. Yeah. Biggest loser of the day. Could it be Trevor Bauer? Here is what Bauer had to say about talking with every MLB team.
I think, I don't know. I don't really think about image rehabilitation because I think I have a fine image with the fans, the baseball players, coaches, front offices, all that stuff. All the conversations I have privately are good. So my image is what it is. I don't control my image, unfortunately. You guys largely control my image. So if you could do me some favors on that front, it'd be super helpful. I'd appreciate it. But I put out a lot of content so people can see exactly who I am and how I am with the team, and I try to educate baseball fans, educate baseball players, make it easier for the next generation to have access to information and insight into the game. And I think anyone who watches my content and pays attention can see exactly who I am.
I didn't create how people feel about me. You did. The media did. And if you watch my TikTok, you'll see I'm good guy. That's what that's just, you boil it down that 48 seconds into, you guys are the ones who say I'm mean. I'm not really mean. Go watch my TikTok. That's what he said. Addie, Trevor Bauer.
So let's just say the controversies, let's just take that off the table, okay? The thing that happened, the big thing, the reason why he's not playing here, let's just say that did not happen for a second. Let's look at his stats over in Japan, okay? 4 wins, 10 losses last year, 4.51 ERA. It is not because of your controversy. You're just not good, actually. I hate to break it to you. You're washed. Sorry. If you can't make it over there, you're not making it in the MLB over here anymore. Like, get over it. Stop playing the victim card. Be like, oh, woe is me. No, you're not a good person. So that's a PR nightmare to have on a team. You did a bad thing, and that's crazy because MLB and NFL are usually pretty lenient on that. They'll open the doors like, hey, come here. We're sorry that you had to go through that. But actually, you're just not good. 4.51 ERA over in Japan. Why would not even the White Sox want you, okay?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Trevor Bauer, man. Come on, I'm a good guy. Come on, guys. If Trevor Bauer is saying he's had conversations with all 30 MLB teams, I had a conversation with Sidney Sweeney this week. I am currently in talks with Ana de Armas. I cannot disclose how those conversations are going. But if you guys in the media could just give me a little help with my reputation, because it's you guys that decide that, not me, the guy whose said reputation is on the line, that'd be great. If you guys could just please call Halle Berry, let her know that our conversations are great. I'm a good guy. I am good guy. Touch yourself. That'll work out well for me. Thanks, Trevor. But lend me your ear for this one. Dalton Rushing, who like mumble talk, he has some accusations for the Colorado Rockies as our biggest loser of the day.
I think it could have been a little bit of both sides. I think they had a good game plan as an opposing team, and maybe I pitched into their game plan as far as calling pitches. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's odd, some of those hitters that do what they do. They go up there and they were only the first pitch that was thrown. So it's fishy, but.
It's a little fishy. Addy, I find it odd that he is in a press conference post-game after not performing and saying, well, it's a little bit of both. On the one hand, I didn't throw very well. On the other hand, they were cheating. What a crazy. Also, Dave Roberts shut this down immediately. He was like, no, they just beat you around. You can't say that it was fishy that they were swinging on first pitches and hitting base hits, Addy.
It's so funny because if you think the Colorado Rockies are cheating, then they need to do a better job. They need to do a better job at cheating. I love how it's like, oh, they're bad. They're a bad team, so if they have to be. They have to be. And so my favorite thing yesterday during the Rockies games is anytime somebody would get on base, they would cast the line like they were fishing because he goes, it's a little fishy. I'm like, this is beautiful.
Wow.
I love it. Dudes rock. That's baseball.
Wow. The Colorado Rockies, for as bad as they're supposed to be, 9-13, which really, in the grand scheme of things, isn't that terrible. Oh, and by the way, they can take a series from the Dodgers tonight at home. We're all rooting for you, cheating Rockies. I love the cheating Rockies. You cheat away, boys. A little fishy. This poor microphone
cheating
operator.
Against the Astros. I'm going to say that now. They're cheaters. They're cheaters.
Scott Foster, NBA referee, comes to the microphone, and it's not on. So he slaps the table and yells at the microphone operator to do your job. Scott, take it away.
7 fouls in this game, except for Browns one, have gone against centers.
Checking to see if this foul meets the criteria for a flagrant foul.
2 on Bona, 2 on Drummond, and they will check to see if.
So he gives you a checking to see. Do your job. You just see him screaming off the camera, yelling at the microphone guy.
That's how Drake talks to Curtis in the breaks, guys. Free Curtis.
I'm still here slapping things. I'm just hitting stuff. Do your job, Curtis. Less bonks. Our final biggest losers of the day. We're going back to the Dodgers. Buddy of mine in San Francisco. This is from L.A. Dork. Buddy of mine in San Francisco, boarding Bart or whatever, sent me this. Baseball cap, blue decor. It says, don't be a Dodger. Pay your fare. You know, you're in San Francisco, getting on the tram, getting on the aerial tramway. Don't dodge the line. Pay. Addy, isn't it odd that the Dodger blue, the nefarious man in San Francisco, is wearing Dodger blue? Kind of awesome.
It's amazing, okay? It's a huge rivalry in sports. It's Giants and Dodgers. That's awesome. That'd be like if like the Rangers and Astros did something, the Yankees and the Red Sox. It's funny. But if you make fun of the Dodgers, Dodger fans are just, they don't like that. They get really upset, might accuse you of cheating. We don't want to upset them. No.
We don't want to upset them. It was a little fishy that the Rockies were good for one night of baseball.
2 nights.
A little I get it.
2 nights.
Yes, now, which is even fishier, okay? You're only making my point further. Rockies bad. Those are our biggest losers of the day. Addy Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Hey, 1 hour down, and I've told you why. The Buffalo Sabres are to be believed in. Why the Detroit Pistons are not to be believed in. And now I need to tell you about locker beers. Yep. Our obituary is coming up. Who is dead today? Is the Detroit Pistons? This is the Drake Toll Show.
This is Westwood One.
You're doing, cause I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to. I look funny, but yo, I'm making money, see? So yo, world, I hope you're ready for me. Now gather round. I'm the new fool in town, and my sound's laid down by the underground. I drink a bottle of Hennessy you got on your shelf. So just let me introduce myself. My name is Humpty, pronounced with the umpty. Yo, ladies, oh, how I like to funk thee. And all the rappers in the top 10, please allow me to bump thee. I'm stepping tall, y'all, and just like Humpty Dumpty, you're gonna fall when the stereos pump me. I like to rhyme, I like my beats funky, I'm spunky. I like my oatmeal lumpy, I'm sick with this. Straight gangster Mac. But sometimes I get ridiculous. I'll eat up all your crackers and your licorice. Oh, yo, fat girl, come here, are you ticklish? Yeah, I called you fat. Look at me, I'm skinny. It never stopped me from getting busy. I'm a freak. I like the girls with the boom. I once got busy in a Burger King bathroom. I'm crazy. Allow me to amaze thee. They say I'm ugly, but it just don't faze me. I'm still getting in the girls' pants, and I even got my own dance. The Humpty Dance is your chance to do the hump. Come on. Do the Humpty Hump, come on, I do the Humpty Hump. Check me out, y'all, I do the Humpty Hump. Just watch me do the Humpty Hump. Yeah, do you know what I'm doing the Humpty Hump? Come on, I do the Humpty Hump, I do the Humpty Hump. People say, yo, Humpty, you're really funny looking. That's alright, cause I get things cooking. You stare, you glare, you constantly try to compare me, but you can't get near me. I'm giving more C, and on the floor B, all the girls, they adore me. Oh yes, ladies, I'm really being sincere, cause in the 69, my Humpty nose will tickle your rear. My nose is big. I'm not ashamed, big like a pickle. I'm still getting paid, I get laid by the ladies. You know I'm in charge, both how I'm living and my nose is large. I get stupid, I shoot an arrow like Cupid. I'll use a word that don't mean nothing, like Luke did. I sang on Do What You Like, and if you missed it, I'm the one who said just grab them in the biscuits. Also told you that I like to bite. Well, yeah, I guess it's obvious I also like to write. All you had to do was give Humpty a chance, and now I'm gonna do my dance. The Humpty Dance is your chance to do the hump. Come on, yeah, sexy lady. Do the Humpty Hump. Come on, I'll do the Humpty Hump. Sexy baby, everybody, come on and do the Humpty Hump. Oh, do you know what we're doing? We're doing the Humpty Hump, y'all. I'll do the Humpty Hump. Watch me do the Humpty Hump. Yeah, that's the break, y'all. Let me know that bass groove right here. Yeah. Now that I told y'all a little bit about myself, let me tell you a little bit about this dance. It's real easy to do. Check it out. First I limped to the side like my legs was broken, shaking and twitching, kinda like I was smoking. Crazy, whack, funky. People say you look like MC Hammer on crack, Humpty. That's alright, cause my body's in motion. It's supposed to look like a fit or a convulsion. Anyone can play this game. This is my dance, y'all. Humpty Hump's my name. No two people will do it the same. You got it down when you appear to be in pain. Humping, funkin', jumping, dig around, shaking your rump. And when the doodle jump punk points a finger like a stunt, tell him step off. I'm doing the hump. The Humpty Dance, here's your chance to do the hump. Everybody, I do the Humpty Hump. Come on and do the Humpty Hump. Sexy lady, I do the Humpty Hump. I'm doing the Humpty Hump. When doing the Humpty Hump, y'all. Watch me do the Humpty Hump. I do the Humpty Hump. Black people, I do the Humpty Hump. I do the Humpty Hump. Come on, white people, I do the Humpty Hump. I do the Humpty Hump. Puerto Ricans, I do the Humpty Hump. Just keep on doing the hump. Samoans, do the Humpty Hump. Do the Humpty Hump. Yeah. Let's get stupid. I do the Humpty Hump. I do the Humpty Hump. Everybody do the Humpty Hump. Do the Humpty Hump. Give me the middle leg. Come on and do the Humpty Hump. Give me the middle leg. Do you know what doing the Humpty Hump? Yeah. Gonna break it down. Yeah, sexy lady. Once again, the underground is in the house. I'd like to send a shout out to the whole world. Keep on doing the Humpty Dance. And to all the ladies, peace and humpiness forever.
Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Maddie Bates produces, Curtis Poindexter runs the board. And for the first time ever in literal history, a morning radio show has played Crazy Train coming back from a break. We did it, Joe. History, consider yourself made.
We got
in this
him.
moment, right here, right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. My goodness. From the biggest losers today into our I don't want to do it yet. It's not time yet. As we go into our, I have to say it, if you say it softly, otherwise Curtis will play the noise and then do the music. But it's touch yourself. Obituaries. As we go into our obituaries, for us to not be obituary today, for our existence today, that I am thankful. Addie Bates, who produces, Curtis Poindexter, who does run the board, Drake Toll with you on the Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, and Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization and Locked On Big 12. Addie, good morning.
Good morning.
How was your weekend?
There was a lot of running involved. I ran a 5K, per usual, except a big chunk of it was
How
on
the hell
sand.
are you running 5Ks every weekend, dog? I feel like every weekend on your Instagram story, you're posting again where you're super sweaty. Your brother? Is it you and your brother running these together?
That's my cousin. I'm an only child.
You and your cousin. Okay. Well, that's good to know. I'm writing these. I'm learning. I'm writing these things down. Favorite color?
Blue.
Nice. Mine too. How was your 5K?
It was brutal. It was so difficult. It was so pretty outside. I met Smokey the Bear. I literally met Smokey the Bear. I lost it.
That's pretty big, actually. I'll give it to you.
But there was a lot of sand, so I was not in a good mood. Actually, it was yeah. Have you ever ran in sand?
Curtis,
before?
how was you? I have run in sand. I was senior year college, spring break, Cabo. There's a pretty lady there. She was my fraternity brother's ex-girlfriend. I think I kind of knew that at the back of my. She looked really similar. And I was like, whatever. We were at Lil John on the beach in Cabo, and 52-year-old Lil John walked out with a bottle of Crown in his left hand, and he comes. It's 11:30. We got there at 7:30. We're emaciated. He didn't go on until 11:30. It's a Wednesday in Cabo. He walks out with a bottle of Crown, and he goes, yeah. And my life changed in that moment. And then, snap your fingers. Do the snap. You can do it. I went feral. Absolutely feral. Let me see you do it. Touch yourself. And then this girl, she was like, oh my gosh, my hotel's like that way. And I was like, all right, whatever. So we kind of like jogged in the sand. It was 1.6 miles away.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 a.m. We got back to her hotel, and I was like, you know what? See ya. Fun night. Up top. High five. And I had blisters everywhere. It was the worst. Yes, I've run in the sand before. Yeah. Snap your fingers. Do the snap.
You didn't ask her if she wanted a bang?
No, it didn't go well for anyone involved. No, nothing. I didn't ask her if she wanted the bang drink. I've already done that to my other fraternity brother's now wife. I've already had problems with verbiage in that category. So no, I did not. I have run in sand. It's not fun. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Thank you. I got a cool medal at least.
No.
I'm a winner.
Curtis, how was your 5K?
So I did the opposite of doing a 5K. I didn't do anything.
Oh, that's good, Curtis. That's good. We had a crawfish boil out of the house. Not a bad weekend, friends. Not a bad weekend. What else do he have? He has do the window, do the wows. Yeah. To this day, half the dudes I was there with in Cabo don't think it was the real Lil Jon. They do believe it was a stand-in fake Lil Jon. They're like, there's no way he's that old. Like, yeah, he's 56 now, 55. We'll have a few more years of good prime Lil Jon left in us. It is the Drake Toll Show, and it's time.
How long before he's not little
anymore?
anymore?
No. Yeah, bad timing.
Statute of limitations is passed on that.
Yeah, it's time for our obituaries. Dead today, not Lil Jon. Very alive. He's going to make it. Dead today, the Detroit Pistons. Yeah, man. Like, Paolo Banchero, Desmond Bane on a night where Detroit had one player, and it was Cade Cunningham. Tobias Harris was the only guy to score double digits outside of Cunningham. 39 career points is awesome. I mean, yeah, like give Cade Cunningham his flowers. But in a playoff where every game was like, all right, every team wants to win every game, they don't really give a rat's ass who you have. You got to have more than just Cade Cunningham. And Detroit has now lost 11 consecutive home playoff games dating back to 2008. That is hard to do. That is at least 5 5-ish series, something like that. 4 or 5 series where that's just not good. None of it's good. Cade Cunningham, spectacular. That's the word to use, spectacular. Everybody else, not. And the woes for Detroit fans continue. Dead today. Quiet golf crowds? Yeah, dead today. It looks like the golf scene is changing. Matt Fitzpatrick, he won Harbortown this weekend on Hilton Head in South Carolina. And he was being heckled the entire time. Bogeyed 18 so that Scheffler could tie it and go to a playoff. And the whole crowd's just USA, choke. They're screaming at him. Here's what Fitzpatrick had to say about a rowdy crowd at a golf tournament.
No, he didn't get out of line in terms of, no one was shouting on backswings or anything like that, which is great. Like I'm all for it. Like, I love people that, that they're supporting Scotty. That's great. You want golf to have an atmosphere, in my opinion. I grew up watching football. I pay so much money to be out there in front of those crowds, having them chant at you every week. It's a great feeling. However, there's no better feeling than coming out on top against that. There isn't a better feeling. It's to describe it in my terms, it's like kind of winning away against your biggest rival, and nothing to do with Scotty or the players. It's the fans that that have sort of spurred me on there. So it was nice to obviously win, but it never crossed the line. It was just loud, it was just loud.
I love that it's like winning against your biggest rival. None of the players. The crowd is my biggest rival. Matt Fitzpatrick, after having a 4-stroke lead going into Sunday, had to win in the playoff, but he did. And Addy, I love Waste Management. I love the Masters. I am pro golf having a good crowd.
I always think it's funny. There's certain sports where there's going to be hecklers, okay? Like hockey, they're going to be banging on the glass. Don't do that. That with some baseball games, depending on where you're at, there's going to be hecklers and stuff like that. But golf, that one always gets me. Do you remember whenever it was Rory, it was the Europe, USA, and Rory was getting heckled, and they were bringing up his family and stuff?
I think it was the Ryder Cup or something.
Yes. That's crazy. It's golf. I thought you were supposed to... Oh, very good. Very nice. Very good. That was good.
You want the slow clap.
That was a good part right there.
Mashed potatoes. Get in the hole.
Let me
Give me back my son.
My pimento cheese sandwich while I'm watching the Masters.
Light the candle. I love when the golf crowd gets into it. It's my favorite part. Final obituary today. You know what? Let's say that one you added in there is a breaking news bump. Let's move that. That's a headline. It's a headline. Let's do that. Huh?
I just didn't know if you'd see it.
I'm in there like swimwear. Instead, dead today, the Boston Red Sox. Not sure what Cam Schlittler wanted to do with this. Do you think people are going to apologize? Do you think people are going to be upset? Boston Strong tweets, Yankees starter Cam Schlittler says that he's getting death threats from Red Sox fans before his start this week at Fenway Park. To which Ty Anderson quote tweets, yeah, man, so are half the Red Sox at this point. What do you want us to do? Everybody's getting death threats. This is part of welcome to Boston, dog. Welcome to Boston. Not the greatest start to a campaign for the Boston Red Sox. Addy, we do not condone death threats. Please, Boston fans, Stop sending death threats. This is serious, guys. Come on.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Never once have I heard, like, oh, man, I got all these death threats from Miami Dolphins fans. That's never been a... Oh, no, Marlins fans are sending me death threats. Those I would take so seriously, by the way. Like, hold on, they mean it. We need to pause. It's just Red Sox fans being Red Sox fans, dog. But that's our obituaries. Time for the quickie. Top 5 headlines in all of sports. Addie Bates reads them. Drake Toll responds.
You didn't get to my favorite obituary.
Put it in here, then, man. Come on.
Locker beers. I don't know how to make locker beers into a headline.
It is a headline. Locker beers is a headline, no doubt.
Okay, yeah, we'll just go to our normal.
Yeah!
That's beautiful. Yeah! All right, Buffalo Sabres surge in third for first playoff win in 15 years.
Yep. They're not an underdog. As much as in your American psyche, you want to make it, this is as if, and bear with me, I'm gonna do something crazy. This is as if the New York Jets have Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. They've got George Kittle at tight end. They got the best offensive line in the NFL. They've got, keep Brees. They got Brees Hall at running back. They're lining up prime D-Hop and Randy Moss at wide receiver. And they're playing in the Super Bowl against the Seahawks. Like, obviously, the Jets have a way better roster. They have the greatest all-time NFL roster. You would still think they're going to find a way to lose because they're the Jets. Now, not to say the Sabres are the greatest NHL team of all time. They had one of the best second halves you could ever concoct. I do want to make note here. You can't be that surprised by what the Sabres are doing. They're the better team. Like, I get the logo. No matter what, you're always going to, in a game between the Seahawks and the Jets, be like, well, the Bills and the Jets are like, well, they're the Jets. They're going to lose. But no. Someday, the Jets will be the better team, and it'd still be hard to process. That's what it feels like with the Sabres beating the Bruins. But the Sabres are just the better team. Sorry. Electric atmosphere in Buffalo, by the way.
Magic play-up potential stun Pistons in Game 1 upset.
But the Pistons have Cade Cunningham. There's no way that happened. The Pistons have Cade Cunningham. Get lost. 39 points. That's all you have. 11-game home playoff curse. And I want a bigger conversation here about the play-in momentum versus week-long rust. You have a week off if you're Detroit. Didn't play since last Sunday. Whereas the Magic have just been playing games the last 4 or 5 days, fighting for a spot in the playoffs, winning through the play-in. And it took a win against the red-hot Hornets to do so. And I wanted the Hornets to get into the playoffs. I thought they could make some noise. I did not foresee the Magic doing this. But now that they've ramped up, they immediately had a lead in this game. They never wavered from that lead. The second that the Pistons would get within 4 or 5 points, there was a clutch shot for the Magic to win. And now Paolo Banchero, Desmond Bane, those two guys complement each other so well, and they exploited. I mean, I said there were 2 players for Detroit in double digits, 2 players in the roster. All 5 starters for the Magic were in double digits. Just the second you stop Bane, you can't stop Suggs. The second you stop Banchero, you can't stop Wagner. It was a masterclass from the Magic. I like their odds to make a ton of noise in this series.
Wemby tops Duncan with 35 in Spurs playoff debut.
Wemby did what?
I'm just
Curtis, you catch that one, boss? No, Curtis, you're slacking there, dog.
He's locked in on,
there you go.
The women. Right,
He's
Curtis?
Playing damn Candy Crush over there. He's got a damn radio show to do. He's over there candy crushing. Oh, Sudoku, new high score. Nice job, Curtis. You're playing Battleship against a computer? They're going to win, Curtis. They know where your ships are. There's nothing you can do about it. A little app. Crotch Poindexter. Playing chess on easy mode.
Easy mode.
We shouldn't do it on work time, but what can you do?
Why can't I move my bishop forward? Screaming at his phone, throws it on the ground.
I think of him as like a Temple Run kind of guy, or Plants vs. Zombies.
Yeah, oh yeah.
None of these things,
just
by the
like
way,
incessant tapping. None of these things. Crotch Poindexter. Man, did you give me a headline? What was the headline there?
Wemby tops Duncan.
Oh, my, there was a headline. Yeah. Wemby tops Duncan. 35 points, man, with Tim Duncan sitting by the Admiral, David Robinson, and when they showed, then the Spurs crowd went nuts. As a kid who grew up a Spurs fan, I liked this a lot. Victor Wembanyama is so stupid fun to watch. And I'm so glad for the frozen envelope that gave the Spurs Victor Wembanyama. Yes, the Spurs cheated. It was awesome. I regret nothing. That is sarcasm. Denny Advia is a great player. Would love to see him on a good team someday. He can make a contender very happy. And the Portland story is great. Them being here is great. Them winning is impossible.
Here's your fourth headline. Gonna get loud. Okay, that's what they're saying. They're gonna say it's gonna get loud. Mets head home as Skid hits 11 games.
Oh, no!
Gonna get loud.
Fire everybody, man. It's going to get loud on 420. Is that what you're saying?
That's what they're saying. They might not win, but it's going to get loud.
It's going to get loud on 420. The New York Mets. The New York baseball Metropolitans, if you will. What a brutal existence. Let's go spend as much money as humanly possible for a bunch of guys to play baseball. Win the first series of the year. Beat the hell out of Paul Skeens, the best pitcher in the MLB. And then just wet, hot ass the rest of the year.
I didn't like that.
11 straight. Swept by the Cubs. Swept by the Dodgers. Swept by the A's. At home. Not good for the Metropolitans. And if you're a fan of the Mets, who's the big guy, Barstool? Tank? Tank guy? Big tank guy.
Yeah.
Mets fan yells at the Mets.
Yeah.
Sorry to that guy. Frank the Tank. Sorry to Frank. As the Mets are on an 11-game skid. Fire everybody.
All right, here's your final headline. This is the biggest one of the day, okay? And I've just been hiding it from you. Brock Lesnar teases his WWE retirement in video after WrestleMania 42 loss to Oba Femi.
I think you mean Brock Lesnar, but nice.
Really
good
Lesnar,
stuff.
But okay.
Really
I have no
good
idea
for
who
Brock
these people
Lesnar.
are. I'm sorry, I pay attention to real sports guys.
Nar. Okay, yeah, it's scripted. So
You
what?
got a
They're
butt kick
still
in UFC
athletes.
too, so.
Sorry, guys.
You know what?
I
Coming
don't
up
watch
next
fake sports.
for the rest of the show, WrestleMania. Brock Lesnar teases his return.
I
the show
actually
after
think
it.
I would quit. I think I would quit if you spent like even an entire segment on WrestleMania. I would quit. I'd go back.
What
to
about a
school.
Mount Rushmore WrestleMania matches?
No, I like
Mount
real sports.
Rushmore of greatest WrestleMania moments just from this year, just from this weekend. Coming up next. Actually, Bengals, Dexter Lawrence, 1 year, $28 million. And he passed his physical. Yeah! Woohoo! Addy Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Imagine a sports platform that talks with you, not at you.
She's the only one that I've been dreaming of. Maybe someday she will be all mine. I wanna tell her that I love her so. I thrill with her every touch. I need to tell her she's the only one I really love. I got a warm, warm ball all day. I got a warm and she won't be true. I got a woman stay drunk all the time. I said I got a little woman and she won't be true. the sun is sinking low, everybody's with the one they love. I walk the town, keep on searching all around, looking for my street corner girl. I got a warm ball all day. I got a warm, she won't be true, no. I got a warm, stay drunk all the time. I said I got a little woman and she won't be true. I give the bars with the men who play guitar, sit and drink it and remember the time. My little lover does a midnight shift. She falls around all the time. I guess it's just one thing left for me to do. Gonna pack my bags and move on my way. 'Cause I got a worried mind, sharing what I thought was mine. Gonna leave her with the guitars play. I got a woman, she won't be true, no. I got a woman ball all day, yeah. Now. I got a woman, stay drunk all the time. I got a little woman and she won't be true. I said she won't be true, no. Yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no.
Yeah. It is the Drake Toll Show.
Jackie, give me that look. That's right. Let's get sweaty. Let's get real.
Westwood One Sports.
I'm talking rainforest sweaty.
The Westwood One Sports app. Curtis Poindexter runs the board, and Addie Bates produces. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization, Locked On Big 12, here with you from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Time every morning, followed by Nick Costos with You Better You Bet. Yeah, it's Will Ferrell. You remember Jackie Moon?
I
Semi-Pro?
I do remember. That's actually, maybe this is a hot take, that's my least favorite Will Ferrell film.
Least favorite Will Ferrell film is, he said, what if your mother didn't go to heaven, Jackie? All right, Tropics, off the court. It's great, man. He said, "That's my C." He said, "That's my C." What do you not like about it?
The movie? I don't know. I just didn't laugh like as much as I laughed at this other film. That
mean,
Night at
it's
the
no
Roxbury.
sketch
The skit Night at the Roxbury is really funny on SNL. The movie, not so much. Him and Chris Kattan, that's what they kind
I
of
agree.
lost.
Yeah.
They lost the vibe.
They lost the plot. I agree with that. I think Semi-Pro, if you watch it back, the one-liners are just, and you forget who's in it. Like Woody Harrelson being traded for a washing machine is all time. There are a few really strong moments in there.
But then
Jackie
there's
Moon.
like Anchorman, which I feel like that's kind of us to a
Yeah.
certain extent. Like I do feel like Curtis is Brick. I do feel like you're Ron Burgundy. That one scene where Ron Burgundy and Veronica Corningstone are like literally like
Veronica.
actually fighting each other. I feel like that's you and I. And then there's
good.
Curtis as Brick, Curtis loves Bonk. Crotch loves Bonk.
Brick, where'd you get a grenade? Curtis, where'd you get a hand grenade?
Always Brick, though.
Curtis killed a guy. It's just the ultimate.
Might want to lay low for a while.
Big
Curtis.
gooner.
Probably wanted for
This
murder.
is good. I never thought about that. Yeah, we do have it. I would play the electric flute. That makes some sense. I could see that there.
And
Wow,
I
that's
would
really
read the
good,
news.
actually.
Remember that one time whenever I had to host for 40 minutes because your flight got delayed? And that was the scene from Anchorman where Baxter gets punted off. You're running late, so
Veronica
I anchored
yep.
the news.
And then Veronica gets the job. So what do you love? Well, a glass of scotch and my good friend Baxter here. He just punts him off the bridge. I'm in a glass case of emotion. Gosh, that's such a good Dewey or Dobie, whatever the bear's name is. God bless, man. I forgot how good Anchorman is. Anchorman and Step
The
Brothers.
shark in Anchorman 2.
Oh yeah, it's the shark.
Toby.
And Toby, and he takes a drink of he's like, I wake up every morning and I drink a whole bottle of ketchup. Like, what do you mean you drink a bottle of ketchup? He's like, I'll say it again slowly. I'm blind. That's great, dog. Gosh, I need to watch both of those again, as well as Step Brothers.
I
the
love
Nina,
that movie.
The Pinta, the Santa Maria. God, probably got to stop there, but while I'm drinking
Nachos,
sangria.
lemon heads, and my dad's boat.
My dad's boat. That's so. Judd Apatow at the Savannah Bananas game this weekend.
Bananas.
Big Savannah Bananas fan. Isn't that crazy? He's just I would never have known. He just looks like the most random middle-aged dad. Just dude in a polo, some barbecue sauce on his belly,
I was wondering where you were going with that.
cargo shorts. And you're like, wait, are you Judd Apatow? Yeah. What? You're the man behind Anchorman? Yeah. Step Brothers? Yeah. I think he did 40-Year-Old Virgin too.
And they don't even get
Maybe
along
not.
anymore. Him and Will Ferrell don't get along anymore.
What? Why?
Yeah. Because you remember whenever HBO, I think, did like the Lakers, like he was directing something about the Lakers and Will Ferrell really wanted this specific role, but then he actually gave it, Judd gave it to John C. Reilly. And because of that, Will was not happy. So they actually apparently don't talk.
Oh, well, that's really sad. I feel bad for Judd.
Was that one documentary with the weird
Sometimes
castings?
Mm-hmm.
Like HBO or something?
Yeah.
R.I.P. in peace. Yeah, that was John C. Reilly did the Lakers, Showtime Lakers. It was a Showtime Lakers doc, which I never watched. Like biopic. I wanted to watch. I had concepts of a plan. I was going to watch it, but I never got there. We've gone this far in the day, and I'm going to pull back the curtain. The fourth wall was being ripped down. I asked Addie earlier. I was like, Addie, I'm watching national television today, and all they are talking. I'm begging them to mention the electricity of the Sabres. I'm begging them to mention the dominance of the Avalanche. I'm begging them to mention anything about how great the association was this weekend, specifically on Sunday, the Spurs and Wembanyama, his dominance, Tatum coming back for the Celtics, or the absolute fireworks that happened between the Magic and the Pistons. And the only thing on my television screen is who will be drafted 66th overall in the NFL draft. Well, here are my top 5. And that's not what this show is, right? It's not what this show is going to be. I want this show to be very pointed. I want you to be passionate about what happened. And you know what? A Sabres win against the Bruins, and you heard the audio from the arena earlier. That's the kind of passion that you're looking for, that I'm going for here. That's the magic over this. It makes you feel something when the Magic beats Cade Cunningham and the Pistons. And you know what? NFL storylines-wise, NFL headlines-wise, this Dexter Lawrence thing, that's the equivalent. That's where it's like, oh, wow, we're an hour in, an hour and a half in, and where's the NFL? If you want the NFL, I'm going to drop it in your lap. Yeah. Uh-huh. Because now, one of my favorite draft stories, one of my favorite draft headlines, Jordan Tyson, Caleb Downs, Jermod McCoy, Tennessee cornerback. Which one of those guys is being drafted by the Giants at number 10? Well, you're sitting there and you're driving in your car, Kalispell, Montana, listening to the Drake Toll Show. And you're saying, what the hell? You just told me that you weren't going to have a conversation about who's being drafted 66th overall. And now you want to have a conversation about who's being drafted 10th overall? That doesn't make any sense. Here's why it does. Because 3 days ago, the 10th overall pick did not belong to the New York Football Giants. It belonged to the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's go through the timeline. 2 weeks ago. You didn't know. April 6th, when we woke up for the Drake Toll Show, you did not know what was happening that day and what was to come for April 20th. April 6th would have been the date of the national championship, college basketball. So it was kind of on the back burner when contract extensions failed. Those talks failed to materialize between Dexter Lawrence and the New York Football Giants. Despite having 2 years left, $90 million deal, he wanted a new contract. He wanted something that reflected his booming market, right? These players track their own market value. He wanted something bigger. April 14th, 8 days later, there's an impasse. Reports start surfacing that the Giants and Lawrence were at a complete impasse. And remember, Joe Shane and John Harbaugh, they gave it a week of like, oh, we love Dexter, we're rooting for him, we support him, we fully think this is going to work out, we're excited about Dexter. They're giving you these canned, like, oh, we're wishing him the best, we're working through this right now. And what I tried to tell you when we really picked this story up is I don't think there's a quote from the Drake Toll Show where I said, I do not think, I'm almost positive now, Dexter Lawrence will not play again for the Giants. You can usually tell by the coach's verbiage that it's not going to work out. The GM's verbiage. Oh, we love him, we're rooting for him, And then, after saying they wanted him to stay, the emphasis was, we won't be bullied into a deal. We won't be bullied into an early deal here. So that was April 6th. We begin this. April 14th, we're at an impasse. April 17th, bang. The Giants, rumors leak at least, the Giants have an asking price. It's massive. We want a top 10 pick. Dexter, you sit your ass down, you're playing for the Giants next year unless somebody out there gives us a top 10 pick. Joe Shane says, hold these. I'm going for the big one. It's unrealistic. There's no way. There's no way I'm giving up a top 10 pick right here, right now for Dexter Lawrence. We don't give up top 10 picks like that. Until now. It made me think the Giants weren't serious about moving him. That was 3 days ago. If this rumor's true, they want a top 10 pick. They're not getting that. Until now. April 18th, 2026, the year of our Lord. Cincinnati Bengals blinked. Saturday night, the dead of darkness. Somewhere in a deep cave in Mongolia. The Giants and the Bengals met. And a deal with the devil was forged. A team traded away a top 10 pick, the number 10 overall pick, right there, just barely fit in the Giants' wheelhouse, the number 10 overall pick, in exchange for Dexter Lawrence. And Lawrence immediately signed a 1-year, $28 million contract extension with Cincinnati. So he'll be under contract through 2028. 3 years, 26, 27, 28 on the deal. And is now one of the highest paid defenders in the league. Uh-oh. Well, the Giants have a war chest. The world just opened up. On Thursday, they'll pick twice in the first 10 picks, number 5 and number 10. Don't screw that up. Joe Shane, you'll remember, the GM, has stepped down as the GM. Well, wait a second. I just went to the Giants' website and it still says general manager by Joe Shane. Well, yes, technically he's the GM. But it was made very clear to me months ago that when John Harbaugh was hired, he was becoming the GM. John Harbaugh is going to make the decisions. John Harbaugh is going to call the shots. And Joe Shane is just standing over the corner with the little hat that has the wheel on it. It's got the little propeller. And he's got the, what's it called? It's like a flower. And you blow on the, and you're holding it. Pinwheel? Pinwheel. It's a pinwheel. We've got Joe Shane in the corner with a pinwheel and a little hat with a propeller. Lollipop time, Dad? He asks to John Harbaugh. No, son. It'll rot your teeth. Harbaugh's the guy in charge here. Joe Shane is just a cardboard character in the corner. And John Harbaugh now has access to 2 top 10 picks. And the Bengals are risk-averse, by the way. But they want to win now. Oh, and boy, did that division just get way... The quarterbacks in that division are living in an absolute hell. Lawrence next to B.J. Hill is going to be nuts. And now, after 7 seasons, 3 Pro Bowls, Sexy Dexy is gone. The most double-teamed interior defender in the NFL is gone from New York. And the John Harbaugh era has begun. John Harbaugh is 1-0 or 0-1 now, depending on what he does with pick number 10. Jermod McCoy. Jordan Tyson, wide receiver, Arizona State. Caleb Downs out of Ohio State. That's a guy who can play anywhere on the defense. He's an elite safety that can move all over the place. Play in the box, nickel, deep rover. The Giants can replace Lawrence on the defensive side of the ball with a guy like Downs that can change the game if he's still available there at 10. Jermod McCoy, if he's still available at 10. He's kind of that chalk pick right now. Jordan Tyson to become a new weapon for Jackson Dart. All of those in the mix. When we return, NHL postseason was nuts. Pollen season is too. But a dirty car doesn't have to be. Wash it away at Tidal Wave Auto Spa for a quick wash and that clean car happy feeling. Find a location at TidalWaveAutoSpa.com, TidalWaveAutoSpa.com. Addy Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. The NHL postseason will blow your mind. It'll do your what? This is the Drake Toll Show.
We're
trouble all my day. I bid farewell to old Kentucky, the place where I was born and raised, the place where he was born and raised. No pleasure here on earth I find. For in this world I'm bound to ramble. I had no friends to help me now. He has
is sleeping in his grave. Maybe your friends think I'm just a stranger. My face you never see no more. But there is one promise that is given. I'll meet you on God's golden shore. He'll meet you on God's golden shore.
People dancing on the people. I got people on the people. People dancing on the people.
Gunner.
With the people on the people. Smoking CO2. See me, see you dancing on the people. Climb up on the booth, hanging from the people.
It is
on
the Drake
people.
Toll
My
Show.
head is the roof, dancing on the ceiling on the people. I got people on the people.
Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app.
Cheetah print, dancing on the people. Rolled up at the after joint, dancing on the
Addy Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board.
people on the people. People dancing on the people with the
Cody Rhodes wins WrestleMania 42. Addy, you had some pretty staunch thoughts on this before we jump into the NHL postseason. Earlier on the show, you mentioned off the air, pretty passionate takes on it. Curtis reminds me of the prototypical WWE guy, so be careful as you answer this. But thoughts on WrestleMania?
I said that if we talked about it, I was going to quit. I was going to quit. So we might actually have a new producer starting tomorrow because this is sports. It says it in the name, Westwood One Sports, not Westwood One Disney World, not Westwood One, like, Broadway. No. We're talking about real sports, not something that's just made up. I'm sorry.
Eat that,
I'm
Brock
sorry.
Lesnar.
Yeah, sorry I don't know how to say
Brock
some
Lesnar?
sorry I don't know how to say some random WWE wrestler's name. Sorry guys.
Random.
I actually
All right, well, Brock Lesnar's pretty big.
Yeah,
I'll give
except
Brock
it's just
Lesnar
not
some
I'm
credit,
sorry.
Brock.
Like it's just, it's
That's
just
fine,
like
yeah,
half of the network here. I'm not going to name names. Can't even say Tarek Skubal correctly.
Ooh, who didn't say Tarek Skubal right?
I said I'm not going to name names. Did you not just hear me?
Oh, now I want to know. Was it Curtis? Give him a break. Okay, give him a break.
Newsflash, it's not Tarek.
Yikes. Curtis, thoughts on WWE and WrestleMania?
It's a thing.
Yeah, okay, so I watched a little bit of it on Saturday. I had some friends over who I love and respect. They were like, hey, can we watch WrestleMania? It's this couple, this mid-20s couple. They had a happy drink. They had a make you smile, a good time drink. And they had a good time fruit snack.
Stay off the weed.
To watch WrestleMania. And so I against my will, but out of love, watched a bit of it. And I know it's scripted. I know people are like, oh, it's scripted, it's scripted, it's scripted. I didn't realize how scripted it is. Like every move, everything they do, it's this random celebrity, I Am Speed, or whatever his name is. And
Logan Paul's like
he's
a wrestler now.
Yeah, like Logan Paul, and then he fake punches him, and Logan Paul flings himself backward, and next thing you know, Brock Lesnar or whoever pins Logan Paul against a desk, hot, and then the I Am Speed guy jumps off a rope onto him, and people are like, well, yeah, it's scripted, but they have to be athletes. It's like, yes. I'm not taking away the fact that they're athletes. Like you got to be pretty athletic to do some of the things they're doing for sure. I still don't, and I guess there's this communal effervescence of being there. So I'm not gonna rag on it that much. But this is my big takeaway from WrestleMania. If it's your thing, great. I don't want to take that away from you. It can be your thing. You watched it with your dad when you were a kid. You loved John Cena. You loved Hulk Hogan, R.I.P. or whatever. Now. What makes it a little like ESPN's just pushing it so much. So I work for the Savannah Bananas. We've done 1.5 segments, full segments on the Savannah Bananas since December 28th when this show started, right? We're not forcing it down someone's throat. If you don't like it, that's okay. Hey, we'll slip it in there every now and then. But I'm not going to force it down your throat. Wow. I love that Curtis didn't use a drop. He just said oops on his own. It wasn't even a drop. It's just him going, oops.
Funnier that way sometimes.
We need that to be a drop. Oops. So I don't want to force it upon you. And but every now and then, hey, this happened this weekend. I'm passionate. I'm excited about it. But I do think that's a piece of this. As I'm watching TV or I'm listening to the radio, and some guys are like, "Oh my gosh, they love racquetball so much. We have to talk racquetball all day, every day." No, we should be talking about the storylines, the headlines. And to me, ESPN, because it owns WrestleMania as a property, because it's in bed with WWE, that's fine. Somebody's got to broadcast it. I don't think it should change the face of your network. It should change the culture of your network, right? And I don't want to say definitively that it is, but if tomorrow, just because we're Westwood One Sports, if we started broadcasting the Esports National Championship, I don't think our bosses would say, well, got to talk about esports for at least 3 segments a day. I don't think it would go. We can end it here, but I don't think it would go like that. That's why I don't think I love it.
I have a really funny quip on that. So back in college, Valpo made esports an official sport, right? And so
here it goes. We're gonna have to freaking talk about esports now.
Like all the other sports would have to do. We would all lift certain days a week. We'd all do cardio certain days a week. We'd have practices, all these things. So they were like, esports, you're gonna need to do this too. And they petitioned. They threw a fit. They're like, we are not lifting. Yeah. We are not working out. And they're like, well, if you want to be considered a sport, you have to do these things. And they fought because they didn't want to lift 1 day a week.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't. The esports kids. We're just taking away their esports time. Come on, man.
Yeah, but you can't just sit in a chair all day. You got to be able to move the body around. If you sit in a chair 5 hours a day, the muscles in your legs already deteriorate. Deteriorate over time so much.
Wow. I will end it here. I want to get a walking pad for the show. I want to walk during this show.
No, you already do enough during the show that I just think adding walking to the yoo-hoos, the monsters, I just feel like
only happened one time, okay? It was a one-time thing. I won't do it again.
Of that end.
Well, the NHL postseason sure was a hoot and a holler this weekend. I gave you the Sabres Bruins because that's my yesterday. I'm still reeling with the fact the Sabres are winning playoff games as the favorite, as a team that should be favored, as the better team in the series. It's just hard for me to conceptualize. Sorry. And now tonight we get Flyers, Penguins again, Senators, Hurricanes again. We've already seen the Wild and the Stars. You get it again. Ducks, Oilers. I didn't talk enough about that. I lived in Waco, Texas. I lived 81 minutes from American Airlines Arena. And I just, as someone who went to so many Stars games over the course of 5 years, as someone who just loves live hockey and playoff hockey, it is so, they fired DeBoer too. You think that it's just so incredibly frustrating to watch in the playoffs when the Stars do stuff and it makes me, they're not doing it because of me or anything. It just makes me look like an idiot when all week last week I'm telling you ad nauseum, guys, just wait. The Wild Stars is going to be a knockdown dragout. 6-1. The Wild beat the Stars in Dallas 6-1. What a disaster. Conversely, is this the year of the Hurricanes? Is this the year of the Hurricanes that they take home a Stanley Cup? Can the Stars prove their worth in the postseason? The Flyers upsetting the Penguins in Pittsburgh. Awesome, man. On top of the Avalanche continuing their dominance, the Canadiens upsetting the Lightning in Tampa, the Sabres on top of the Bruins with 4 third-period goals. 4 of them to take the win. It starts with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Wild doing so to the Stars, the 6-1 blowout, Kaprizov boldly, the way Matt Boldy looked, the way the offense looked, unstoppable. 6 goals. The Flyers, man, 3.8%. I thought that was one of my favorite things that I saw over the weekend. They wore shirts that had the stat on the sleeves, and that 3.8% was the Philadelphia Flyers' odds to make the playoffs midseason. They had a 3.8% chance. They wore that 3.8 on their sleeve and backed it up. A 3-2 win over the Penguins. Jamie Drysdale. Fun to watch. 24 years old, too, by the way. 24 years old, leading a defense. And the youth movement statement of the year may have come out of that game, thanks to a guy like Drysdale, who's so young. Flyers 3-2 over the Penguins at the Penguins. The rivalry has taken to the postseason, and man, was it electric. As the Flyers, who play tonight, are up a game on Sidney Crosby and those Penguins. Then, man, decade and a half revenge. First home playoff game since 2011. Sabres didn't blink, man. They didn't blink. Down 2-0. They didn't blink against the Bruins. And the shock there to me was the speed of the collapse. Like Buffalo did it, 4 unanswered goals, immediately, bang, game's over. Thompson, final boss, bang, it's over. And the veteran Bruins team, searching for answers, trying to get to become the Bruins of old, trying to get back to that glory, nope. And the Montreal Canadiens, man, upsetting Tampa Bay. I remember what happened in 2021. The Utah Mammoth playing their first playoff game. They lost 4-2. That was just a complete shock. They were in shock. They looked like they were in shock. Hopefully they get something back out of the Delta Center in Game 3 when the series does shift. But hockey this weekend, top notch. Addy Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Idiot of the day when we come back on the Drake Toll Show.
This is
freaks me out, and if I need a breather I can hit the Parkway. Be home before the bars all close, drink away the lies she told. Think about the days she was a pure-eyed child, a rodeo queen, high school lover in a badass Jeep, far from the eyes of a watchful town. Mama didn't need to know. Good corn liquor to shake this cold, good heart loving on a gravel road. Juliet, won't you crawl outside your window and dance in the arms of your redneck Romeo? Push came down to shove, I'd be a band for her love. Shoot sharp and walk away. She was good before she changed her name, and I bet that ain't all that's changed. goddamn, I remember the nights. I was a young punk kid from a dried up town, Cold Car County full of hunting hounds. She was the one who kept those boys at bay. Her high heels and my red wing boots, cutting couches in the living room, Juliet. Won't you crawl outside your window and dance in the arms of your redneck Romeo? I can't win for all this losing, I can't see for all this boozing, but by God I can keep it together. Just to hold my baby close, get her moving down a county road, make up for lost time. She was a few right shy of a rodeo queen, she ran on sex and gasoline, far more money than a boy like me could hold. She went off to paint the town, and I'm stuck holding these mountains down, Juliet. Won't you crawl outside your window and dance in the arms of your redneck Romeo? Won't you crawl outside your window and dance in the arms of your redneck Romeo?
It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Addie Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. A little Alt-J bringing you back into the 8 o'clock hour Eastern Time. 8 a.m. and 37 seconds on the Drake Toll Show. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization, Locked On Big 12. Good morning, everybody. Sun is up on the East Coast and out in Savannah, Georgia, where the sky is clear. 49 degrees is the real feel. Addie Bates, weather check, Washington, D.C.
It's a little chilly. It's going to be, I think, like in the low 60s. It's beautiful outside, except there's so much pollen. Like yesterday, I was watching my cousin's track meet for 6 hours.
Season.
It is pollen season. I was thinking that as I saw the cars. I was like, shine matters.
Yep.
Shine matters.
They need tidal wave auto spa.
Which is why my eyes are all puffy today. I had to change. When we started the show, I was wearing a different jacket, and I rubbed my eye. It was the one I wore yesterday, and my eyes were burning. I literally said it to Curtis. I was like, "I'll be right back," and then I stepped on a cat toy. Meow. And it did make the squeaky sound.
Curtis, weather check for L.A.
No, it's always dark outside. I don't know what the weather is until I'm done working. It's
your
cold,
phone,
I
man.
guess.
It's on your phone, big dog. It's just sniff it out.
Privates.
Hey, Drake. So our listeners are wondering
Addie.
what happened to your forehead.
Last week, and those who are watching both on Twitter or YouTube, any form of social media, I believe Curtis is also streaming this on his page, because why not? It's pretty awesome. I bought a boat, and I've been utilizing it for boating purposes. And the first day I went out, I put sunscreen on, and the UV was 10. I didn't realize the sun is much more powerful than my SPF 15 sunscreen. So it burnt the hell out of my forehead to the point where I got one of those sun blisters. And now it doesn't look great. It doesn't look great. I look a little bit like Bobby Petrino after the motorcycle accident. Remember he had kind of the hives and the scratches and bruises? That's what I look like.
Like when Peyton Manning would take his helmet off and it would rub against his bald head.
Yes, and it would have the big red bar across his forehead. That's what I have. I have
Did
the
you
big
go to
red
urgent
bar.
care to get actual prescription strength burn cream?
Nah, dog. Shaq's got me. Shaq has my back. Gold Bond's gonna get the job done. Shaquille O'Neal, my close and personal friend. DJ Diesel. Yeah, I didn't. But I'm putting cream on it as we speak, so we're good.
What kind of cream?
We're getting there. Gold Bond, man. No free ads, but it's what I'm using
serious. Right now. Oh, you're being serious. Okay.
Wow. Yeah. Like it's a Gold Bond brand, like mixture of aloe vera and healing cream.
Oh yeah.
Like it's some Nepalese cream that's it's like blessed by a shaman, and it heals your forehead. Come on, dog.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's doing wonders. Just inject some ivermectin in there too.
Somehow getting worse by the day. It's growing. I don't know how. It is time for I'm getting a perm today. Idiot of the day.
Idiot of the day.
Idiot of the day number 1. The umpire and the catcher in the battle of the White Sox and the A's. What a rivalry that is. Here is a John Boy breakdown.
And McNeil is saying he totally challenged.
This is really interesting right here, John. Oh, man. Edgar might have gotten caught. He gave the quick tap to his helmet, kind of to signal that he wanted to challenge it. Chad Fairchild did not see it, but McNeil, who thinks the ball is a ball, kind of brought it up like, hey. Yep, and they got him on it. Watch this. Definitely below the zone. Edgar was a little excited.
And that ball is confirmed below the zone without Jeff McNeil pointing. Edgar Caro does not get called on that.
So McNeil's at the plate. The ball is an inch and a half below the zone. It's so obvious in the pitch it's a ball. And the catcher taps the helmet to challenge. Idiot. That's why I heard idiot of the day today. And the umpire didn't see it. The only person to see it was the batter. And he's like, whoa. I know that was a ball. The catcher just challenged it. By rule, you got to look at that. Confirm it was a ball and take away the challenge. Addy, comedy of errors on everyone's behalf who wasn't the batter.
It was so funny. Also, my favorite part is how these mics never seem to work. So whenever he went to tell the crowd what was going on, it literally sounded like he was on the moon. This was the 1960s.
Scott Foster's mic.
I was like, what? What? We don't have the money for a new mic? We don't have the money for that yet? Come on. Come
Do
on,
your job.
Do your job.
Do your job. You're the microphone man. Do your job. First idiot of the day. Idiot of the day. The New England Patriots. Oh, man. Old chickens come home to roost, huh? They blew up the chicken man in Philly last night. They blew up. Can I get a breaking news, please, Curtis?
Curtis, what the hell?
Per Adam Schefter, they blew up the chicken man in Philly last night. They blew up his house, too. That is exactly what happened in the case of Mike Vrabel is our idiot of the day today. Addie, it wasn't just Diana Rossini who is facing now major heat and backlash from the situation. Everybody out there is like, oh, yeah, what about the NFL head coach? What are you going to do to him, huh? Well, today is the day of reckoning. NFL not reviewing the conduct of New England Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel, but just reported today, it's from Yahoo Sports, but just reported today the Patriots made a push from Pro Football Talk for the New York Post to not publish the Mike Vrabel Diana Rossini photos. With that new evidence coming out, I think it's finally time they'll put the spotlight on Mike Vrabel. Now, Addie, here's the question. Adam Schefter, anybody, let's make up Joe Blow. Hi, I'm Joe Blow. I am the beat reporter for the Chicago Sky. And that dude has sexual relations with a WNBA coach. Who gets fired? The coach or Joe Blow? Real Sophie's choice here.
Well, it seems like Joe Blow is going to, when it should be the coach, or it should be both.
Oh,
you know?
So do you think the female WNBA coach gets fired for having relations with Joe Blow?
Oh, for sure. No doubt.
Can you tell me why the coach is fired? What did the coach do to compromise the coach's job?
So when girl and boy meet each other and then they cheat on each other's spouses, it usually takes two people, usually two consenting people, usually. And so because of that, they should both be fired. If it goes against the rules, player conduct, coach's conduct, they're not even going to investigate it. They're like, no, it's okay. Actually, it's okay. That's okay. So that's usually what happens. I was going to give, demonstration, but then I realized let's not.
Yeah, I would do. Please don't do a visual demonstration. Please, neither of you do a visual demonstration.
Curtis,
Please
what did they do? Curtis, he's our privates investigator.
He is our privates investigator. That's a great point. So, Curtis, all right. I don't... So, the league policy in the NFL says all coaches must avoid acts, quote, detrimental to the integrity of and public confidence in the NFL. I don't know if in the WNBA, if an WNBA coach sleeps with a reporter or an NFL head coach, if that's ground for firing the coach. It's really obvious how it affects the job of a reporter if they're in bed with someone, with a source, right? It gets tougher when you're on the other side of that and you're the coach. Because Mike Vrabel can do you in the you-know-what while he's drinking sangria, nachos, lemon heads, his dad's boat. He won't go down because his... Yes, can float. It doesn't jeopardize his role. It doesn't harm his role. Like, he's not a worse NFL coach because he did that. And it's not detrimental to the NFL. So do you fire him?
It's kind of
like Addie Bates, it's your Robert Kraft. Do you fire him?
Oh, can I be someone else?
Touch yourself.
Can I be someone else?
You're
please?
Robert Kraft. You ask Mike Vrabel for Diana Rossini's number.
Can I please be someone else? Literally anyone else, please.
Operation Sloppy.
So if Drake is Robert Kraft, I like this one. Okay, so if you're Robert Kraft, Drake,
touch yourself.
You go to
I'm Robert Kraft.
You go to a massage parlor. You find out
you own a massage parlor.
Big gooner.
That makes it seem like you and I. That's no.
It wasn't the owner of the parlor.
Do we have any more idiots?
Do you fire him? That's the basis of this. Do you fire him?
I feel like you actually, they didn't do an investigation. Like, they weren't going to look into him. I think you got to do an investigation just to see, like, hey, what else is going on here? Because if it's a bad representation of the coach of your team, then I feel like something has to happen. But, like, I can't say, hey, fire him off the bat just like I can't say, hey, fire Rossini immediately. Like, you have to do an investigation. She resigned. She did not get fired. She resigned. She was so innocent, she resigned. Yeah, while they were, like, in the middle of the investigation. She was like, there's so much going on here. It's like, well, yeah, hon, that's called an investigation. There's going to be a lot of things happening. When you do something bad and it now questions your credibility as a reporter, if it questions, like, your, like, credibility as a coach on, like, who you're interacting with, yeah, you got to investigate. That's going to take time. So she didn't even get fired. She quit. And Vrabel, honestly, like, they should just look into and be like, hey, this is not going against, like, this is or is not going against our values, our, like, conduct, code of conduct, and stuff like that. You just have to investigate. That's it. They just didn't do that. So it's kind of unfair for her, honestly.
Stop the hate, investigate. See how easy that was? I did it.
Sounds like some privates need to be
We are
investigated.
the world. We are the children.
There comes a time when we and the world must come to get Ian McCubbin right together as one. McEwen? Whatever. Idiot of the day. This shirt from a company who shall not be named starts with an F, ends in Fanatics.
Google me.
The 2026 Stanley Cup playoffs with the Uata Mammoth? Oh, yeah, you had one job. Viral on Twitter this week from the 2026 Stanley Cup playoffs. If you want the first ever shirt for the Utah Mammoth, well, it may or may not misspell Utah. That's right, UATH. There are 4 letters in Utah, and our friends at starts with an F, ends in Fanatics, may or may not have allegedly spelled it UATH, the U8th Mammoth. Welcome to the postseason for the first time. Final idiot of the day, Georgia football players. It is the greatest rivalry in sports. You're looking live. Here they come. Out of the north end zone, it's Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs. And their opponent, out of the south end zone, it is the Athens County Sheriff Department.
Here we go
The
again.
two were clashed today on the gridiron, where the Georgia Bulldogs are 0-27 in their last 27 against the Sheriff's Department. There it is. Former Georgia receiver Zachariah Branch arrested on obstruction charges. Why does it only happen to them? You think Kirby walks into a house, not a locker room, into a house? Ma'am, I want to tell you something. And I ain't told a lot of people this. I'm going to tell you. Your son, he's going to be a great convict. Let me tell you what, I watched that boy, and I tell you, he's going to love prison. It's going to be real good for him. 1 year, we'll get his ass right back out of there. We'll put him in the slot. He'll be running all over Alabama. Tell you what, ma'am. Not only do I need your son to win the SEC, I need your son to beat the law. We're building something here at Georgia. Maybe not national championships anymore, but we're building a prison. We're building the longest yard style. Adam Sandler, Chris Rock, radio blows up, kills Chris Rock, he's dead. So we need your son to replace Chris Rock in the movie where he goes to prison. Okay, Kirby. Kids just signing up left and right for this. And he does get a Lamborghini for free via NIL that he can wreck whenever he wants. Consequence free.
I like it.
Set
Good
the
answer.
movie.
We got in
Good
trouble
answer.
after he left LA, by the way. Very interesting.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Addie Bates produces. When we return, Andrew McKinnis at McKinnis Picks here to talk some hockey. What the hell happened over the weekend? What happened? Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Hey, you with the curly bush on your head, baby. You know you're looking good, you know you're looking good, you know you're looking good. Soul sister, 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 woo. You looking good, honey.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, baby.
Hey, you. Ooh, ooh. Hey, you with the bad hip boots on, little girl. You're the baddest in the world. It sure would be nice, honey, if I could just make you my girl. And when you walk, you know you let me know that you're so very much together, 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 together. Ooh. And when you talk to me, honey, you know you make me feel lighter than a feather. I've never known it, but I've always wanted the best in life. And if I had to, honey, I know that I could forget about the rest in life. I can't conceal, no, the way I feel. You're about a head turner, you're about a soul runner. Hey, you. Hey, you with the curly bush on your head, baby. You know you're looking good, you know you're looking good, you know you're looking good. Soul sister, 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 sister. Ooh. And hey, you. Hey, you with the bad hip boots on, little girl, you're the baddest in the world. It sure would be nice, honey, honey, if I could just make you my girl.
I don't know why I keep on believing you need me when you've proved so many times that it ain't true. And I can't find one good reason for staying. Maybe my leaving would be the best for you. But these rose-colored glasses that I'm looking through show only.
the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports. The Westwood One Sports app. Patty Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Little Shaka Khan bringing us back. 8:22 and 06 seconds a.m. Eastern Time. Tell you what, the East Coast, beautiful day for most of it. Little chilly. And I look, no other way that I want it right now than exactly as we have it in the NHL and NBA postseason. One of these two postseasons is not like the other. In the National Basketball Association, it was a good portion of chalk this weekend. And the only thing that actually saved the weekend was home teams going 7-1. That one loss being the 1 seed. The Detroit Pistons scoring 101 points and losing 112-101 to a Magic team that led by 8 at the end of the first quarter, led by 4 at halftime, led by 7 going into the fourth, and then won the fourth by 4 points to win it by 11. A double-digit road victory. Thanks to Paolo Banchero and company with the Magic, knocking off Cade Cunningham, who was the only offense the Pistons seemed to have. In the association, there was one game that stood out, and the rest of them were winning team keeps arm's length, nothing is surprising, nothing doesn't go as planned. Jason Tatum is Jason Tatum. Victor Wembanyama is Victor Wembanyama. The Lakers winning sans Austin Reeves and sans Luka Doncic, thanks to one of the greatest of all time, LeBron James. What's different, I said one of these things is not like the other. What is different from that is the NHL, where this weekend was chaos. In the best way, dog. It's kind of what you expect out of the National Hockey League come postseason. Is that like anything can happen? You want to replicate a March Madness? It's the first round of the NHL playoffs. That's what it was this weekend. Andrew McKinnis joining the Drake Toll Show now. You can look at McKinnis Picks first. Let's get Andrew at McKinnis Picks. Joining from Wager Talk, the Hockey News Sports Grid. I'm antsy, Andrew. I'm ready. I need it. 6-1, man. The Wild over the Stars. My girlfriend, I had some adult gummy bears this weekend. And my girlfriend walks through the door at 9:30 or so. She has a nose ring in. Surprise! I got a nose ring. And in my state, I kept being like, "That's not real, is it? Like, there's no like, can I touch it? Like, that's not real." The 6-1 final, Stars Wild. That's not real, is it? That's my girlfriend's nose ring, right?
Which one didn't feel real? The nose ring or the scoreline? Which one felt less real? I couldn't believe it. And to be quite honest with you, I thought that would be the series that would be low scoring. Out of all these series that we saw, even though there's so much talent for both teams, I thought that one would be the one that would be like 1-1 in the third period with, 5 minutes to go, goaltending battle. And it was just pure dominance from one side. I'm shocked to see it. Couldn't believe it. And now we have a situation where, the home team has to win game 2. And it makes it that much better sometimes, because a lot of times you hear people talking about having to get that split, right? The road team goes away and you're going to be happy with a split on the road. But now the good thing for them is that any of these teams that are road teams and you win game 1, you almost feel like you're playing with house money in game 2.
The New York Jets. Let's say tomorrow the Jets have resurrected the great Randy. Oh, he's alive. But you take prime Randy Moss, put him on the Jets. You take prime Tom Brady, put him on the Jets. You can take the greatest players in NFL history in their prime, put them on the Jets. And then that Jets team plays in the Super Bowl, and they play against the Seahawks. There's still the world's going to struggle to conceptualize the Jets being the better team. It's a logo game. It doesn't make sense in your brain when the Jets are favored against the Seahawks, the Sabres, and the Bruins. I'm struggling to conceptualize. The Sabres are just the better hockey team. does that statement apply? Like it has to, right? At some point, we have to accept the Sabres are just the better hockey team, even though it took some late game heroics to win.
Saying this. I was a Boston Bruin backer yesterday, so I wasn't too happy. So I needed to borrow some of your adult gummies last night because I was not happy with the result. Because to your point, I understand that Buffalo is the better team. I was kind of playing into the angle of great regular season. Can they do it in the playoffs? Experience versus inexperience. So I thought if Buffalo was going to lose one of the first two games, it was going to be the first one. So for them to pull off the late game heroics, to find a way to get it done, Tage Thompson, 2 great plays. I mean, this team, they had guys drinking outside the arena since 6 a.m. The city is starving for playoff action. But I felt like the more the game went along, that team seemed to get better. But I love the comparison you made there. And I feel like that can be made to multiple other sports, multiple other leagues, multiple teams. And I feel like that's the big thing, is that like we've seen this happen so many times where teams have great regular seasons. I'll even think back to this, the Tampa Bay Lightning. They've been good for so many years, despite a couple, bumps in the road the last few seasons. But before they went to their back-to-back Stanley Cups, they made the playoffs as the top seed, and they got swept against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Nobody is ever safe once you get to the playoffs. So it's always interesting for me when I'm doing content or I'm talking to other people. The big question we ask ourselves, how much should we reference the regular season once the postseason begins? That's the ultimate question.
Andrew McKinnis joining the Drake Toll Show for our 300 affiliates across the country. You can follow him at McKinnis Picks on Twitter, at McKinnis Picks. Andrew, I was alive in 2021. I remember it. Montreal and Tampa. And last night felt a bit like you air out some demons in overtime, 4-3 in Tampa. How shocking was that result to you, if shocking at all?
Look, so yesterday I bet both the Bruins and the Habs. My mindset was I thought both of them had the potential to get the split on the road. So you play them both, so it probably tells you I may be on the Bruins game 2. Then again, I wanted to take them to win, hopefully game 1. But anyway, look, this Habs team, I thought they were being undervalued in the market perspective, at least. From a betting perspective, I thought they were being undervalued. But from an experience perspective, from a depth perspective, I thought the edge definitely went to the Tampa Bay Lightning. I think the one thing the Montreal Canadiens have going for them is speed. And you saw it a lot. If they can be sure to not fall victim to some of the post-whistle antics and shoving and pushing and headshots and all that stuff, they can be the team that can win with their speed. But when it comes to finishing ability, unfortunately, after the first 3 or 4 players, there's a big drop-off in talent. But you mentioned that 2021 season or series there, and these guys are older. Like, the fact is, that makes me feel old because Suzuki and Caulfield and those guys, they're not as young as they once were. And now they've got help. They've got Slavkovsky. They've got Demidov. They've got Lane Hudson. Those guys weren't even there before. So it makes a massive difference for this series. My question going into game 2 of the series is going to be, can Jakub Dobiš come up with some of those big saves? And can the top line be more effective than they were in game 1? Because plain and simple, if Suzuki and Caulfield get shut down the way that they were in game 1, I don't think the Habs can win another game in Tampa Bay. However, Slavkovsky made up for it with 3 unbelievable playoff power play goals, which ultimately were the difference in that game.
For the Philadelphia Flyer, few teams were hotter since mid-late February to now than what the Flyers have put together, their body of work over the back half of the NHL season. 3.8, they wore that 3.8% on their sleeves against the Pittsburgh Penguins, who have like middled, like, hey, you're good, you're winning games. But where's this dominant end of the year? I can believe in this team. And you saw it again, 3-2 victory. Flyers do it on the road at Pittsburgh. Obviously, the rivalry, that the pomp of the series can sway in either direction how these games go. But Is there a way the Flyers don't win this series after taking game one?
Well, this to me was an example of a series of a high-scoring, action-packed team that has questions in goal, questions defensively, versus a team that's low-scoring, tight-checking, and they have no questions in goal. And it's a matter of a high-scoring team versus a low-scoring team. If you like the Philadelphia Flyers to win any games throughout this series, you better sit back, relax, and plan for a 3-1 hockey game. If you like the Penguins to win any games in this series, you better plan for a 5-4 back-and-forth shootout. And you know what? I've got nothing wrong with either of those, right? Because if you're a diehard hockey fan, you should be able to enjoy both styles of hockey. I think the good thing for the Philadelphia Flyers for winning the game one is they proved to themselves, hey, we can do this. We can play our same style that got us to the dance, and we can keep on dancing the exact same way. And I think that they get a lead. They're so good at protecting it, and it makes it very difficult for teams like the Pittsburgh Penguins. So I know this might sound funny, but I feel like if you win the first period in this series, I think you're going to win that game, because I feel like it's very hard. If Philadelphia falls behind, their style is very hard to catch up. But if Pittsburgh falls behind, Philadelphia is so good at protecting leads. The big factor in this, I think this is probably the ultimate experience versus inexperience when it comes to things. We could use the Buffalo Boston maybe a little bit, but let's be honest. You're talking about Sidney Crosby and Chris Letang and those guys. This is the ultimate experience versus inexperience. So I'm very excited to see how Pittsburgh responds, because if there's one team I think won't be too nervous that they went down in game one, it's probably Pittsburgh.
Andrew, I cannot and I will not force you to tell me a Stanley Cup winner after one game of the postseason for each of these contests, each of these matchups. But we didn't catch you on Thursday or Friday last week, and what I asked you then, I'm going to ask you now. The Avs. This is a question that stands 10 games into the postseason, game one of the postseason, 10 games ago. Are they the Stanley Cup champions if you had to pick today?
I just think they have so much to offer. You know, I hate to give you the favorite, but one thing that makes Colorado different, and I say this about every single team, if your top three players all of a sudden just turned into ghosts and they were invisible for the next 2 or 3 games, could you still win those games? And for Colorado, the answer is clear as day. If McKinnon doesn't do anything, they can win a game. If Natchez doesn't do anything, they can win a game. You know, you've got Brock Nelson, you've got Kadri, you've got Nichushkin. There's so many weapons when it comes to that team. So this is their Stanley Cup to lose. The question, I don't like it when teams go into playoffs not knowing exactly who their number one goalie is. Is it Blackwood? Is it Wedgwood? They shouldn't even have to answer those questions to the media, but unfortunately they are answering those right now. The one thing about that I will mention is that you've got Minnesota and Dallas going to beat each other up for probably 6 or 7 games despite that first round. Then one of those teams is going to play against Colorado. I kind of think that whoever comes out of that Pacific is going to be a little bit less injured, a little bit more rested. And you're talking about an Edmonton team that was 13-1 coming into the playoffs. No Florida Panthers to get in their way this year. And even look at Vegas. Carter Hart, 7-0 since John Tortorella took over. So I think there is value on the other teams, but very, very hard-pressed to not take Colorado to win things. And, you know, the way that people have been complaining so much about the division format for the NHL, I think it's kind of like a March Madness vibe for us with the bracket. You look at the bracket and you think, okay, you know, so no matter what happens, Minnesota has to play Dallas, which shouldn't make any sense at all. But that's going to be a crazy series. Whoever wins that, I mean, that's why Minnesota was like 18-1 going into the playoffs, because they're going to have to play 2 of the best teams in the whole league in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, and it's the beauty of hockey. Again, it's that March Madness feel of the NBA. 7-1. The favorites were 7-1 this weekend. In hockey, you just roll the dice, and that's the beauty of the sport. Andrew, what's the best way to follow you and support you the rest of this playoff run?
Look, every single weekday at 11 a.m., puck time on Wager Talk TV. We're breaking down all the games in NHL, recapping them, giving out our picks, our predictions, props, all that good stuff. And, of course, you can find me on Hockey News as well, at least twice a week. giving out some game previews, some game reactions, and all that good stuff. So thank you so much for having me, and I look forward to watching, hopefully, some more Hab victories throughout the playoffs.
Andrew, thank you for your time. We'll catch up again soon. Toll Show. You can follow him at McKinnis Picks on Twitter. When we come back, Victor Wembanyama. I know the Pistons are still the 1 seed, and they're still very good, and Cade Cunningham. I don't want to completely write the Pistons off. The Thunder looked incredible. And the West is not going to be easy. The Lakers, even without Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic, who they're hopeful they can, the Luka thing is just confusing. But you're hopeful the Lakers continue to get more and more healthy over the course of the postseason. But I just, what I saw last night, what I saw in San Antonio, that's different. Do we have an NBA champion already? And is the NBA champion not even a 1 seed? I think so. Let's recap what we saw in the association this weekend. When we come back, Addy Bates produces, Curtis Poindexter runs the board. This is the Drake Toll Show. West!
Go on trial just for laughing at the joke, just for saying of the bargain what any sales girl already knows. Most of us old men die at the firing line, just waiting for our number to be called. I guess time just makes fools of us all. Now the king gets his stepson when he's loaded as a gun. Says a real man is like a country. You need a map to find your one. Now I do you suppose you must approach the throne with its back up against the wall. I guess time just makes fools of us all. Minds of my generation gladly conscripted in the war of defending any Goliath that would deign darken the door. Now with your genius for picking battles, it's no wonder every helmet is too small. I guess time just makes fools of us all. I guess time just makes fools of us all. My drink is watered down. The champ is on his knees. He lost the rematch. He lost the comeback. He lost for charity, but that's the job. It's what gets the asses in the hall. They came for a beating, and he came to throne. Notice that a of all the young gods I have known. Yours is easily the least famous to turn down the cover of a Rolling Stone. Lily white faces, so familiar and yet impossible to recall. I guess time just makes fools of us all. After millennia of good times, God said, hey now, let's have a dream where we raise the stakes a little. Come on, let's make things interesting. Parachute into the Anthropocene, an amnesiac, a himbo and all. I guess time does make fools of us all.
Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. I am Drake Toll from the Savannah Bananas organization. Locked on Big 12. Addy Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Oh, my goodness. Last night, I watched what they call the National Basketball Association. I watched San Antonio do what I believed the Spurs would do, and that is win a basketball game handedly and prove they're the best team in the NBA. The best team in the NBA? They didn't even win the West. Come on, we got a 1 seed. We got a juggernaut. A revived brand in the East. In the Detroit Pistons. How do you think the Spurs are better than those two? Well, Victor Wembanyama, the cast of characters the Spurs have put together, is just absurd. And absurd again last night. Victor Wembanyama. 5 minutes and 32 seconds left in the fourth quarter in a game the Spurs have already won against the Portland Trailblazers. Drops his 35th point to go from tying Tim Duncan with the most points by a Spurs player in their playoff debut to breaking that record with 35. Here's how it sounded on NBC.
Shot clock at 4. Wemby stepping back, taking three. Taking three. It's ridiculous the way he just
taking three and making three. Surely ridiculous as the Spurs win 111-98 over Denny Advia and the Portland Trailblazers. Wow. Holy Portland Trailblazers. Huh. All right. Mitch Johnson, head coach of the Spurs, was asked post-game about Victor Wembanyama and the rookies, it's not a rookie, it was his rookie campaign in a playoff. First time in the postseason of the NBA, and how the moment just wasn't too big. Here is Mitch Johnson.
Yeah, I think there's an approach that we all have in terms of an expectation of a heightened level of preparation, detail, nuance, competitiveness, physicality, everything, right? And I think there's a real desire from that young man to want to participate in that. This is his first playoff game, and he has lofty expectations and goals for himself, and being in the playoffs is squarely a part of a lot of that. So it's good to get the first one and kind of get that experience under your belt.
Took a few years, man. You're not that far removed from Jeremy Sohan being maybe your best player on the floor, the Baylor Bear. And now Victor Wembanyama and company are arguably the most dominant team in the National Basketball Association. They are the most dominant team in the NBA, not named the Oklahoma City Thunder. And on the other side of the coin, comparing a dominant NBA force versus a team that I was told was dominant, but lost to an 8 seed last night. That is the Orlando Magic and the Detroit Pistons. It was early that you knew the Magic felt that they were bouncier. They were more aggressive. They went up 20-10 in this contest. And then every time the Pistons would creep within 3, creep within 5. Here's their opportunity. Here's the shot. The Pistons come back. There was Franz Wagner or Paolo Banchero or Carter Jr., and it was Banchero to Carter Jr. that gave the Magic an extended double-digit lead in the third quarter, and with 9:35 remaining in that third quarter, here's when I knew, the Pistons are actually in trouble.
Banchero dancing. Keeps the eyes up. Oh, he put it in the perfect spot, right over the top of Duran, and Carter rips down the rim.
You can hear the crowd silent. You can get the bench. All you can hear is the Magic bench. Noah Eagle, NBC on the call. Now it's 63-52. Then the fourth quarter, midway through. Plenty of time for Detroit to come back. They're down 94-88, but come on, 6-point game, 7:27 to go in the fourth quarter. More than enough time to win by double digits if you want to. But like I said, bouncy, ferocious. Franz Wagner, slam it home.
Up to 14 on the night. Wagner, downhill! Look out! Air Germany is just taking flight!
96-88. And the Magic would win by double digits in Detroit. Here's how it sounded on NBC when Orlando shocked Detroit.
Came in with a ton of confidence after the win in the play-in, 121-90 over Charlotte, and a wire-to-wire victory for the first time under Jamal Mosley. The Magic have won a road playoff game. They take game 1 at Little Caesars Arena.
Mosley. Man, there was a way that he was fired. They don't get through the play yet. He may be fired. But now the Magic upset the Pistons in game 1. And I've been told it's the adage, and you bring this to the water cooler. You say it today when your buddy's like, did you watch the NBA this weekend? Did you watch the NHL this weekend? A series does not begin. A series does not begin until the road team wins a game. The series doesn't start until the road team wins a game. It's on between Detroit and Orlando, and that's the only series in the NBA that's begun. The other 7 home teams all coming home victorious, staying home as game 2 of round 1 underway tonight across the association. In hockey, we will see the Flyers and the Penguins again, the Senators at the Hurricanes, the Wild and Stars, and the Ducks and Oilers will kick off their series at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. In the National Basketball Association, buckle up. Tonight, you'll see the Raptors at the Cavs, the Hawks and the Knicks, and the T-Wolves and the Nuggets at 10:30 Eastern Time. Tomorrow on the Drake Toll Show, we'll recap all of it. In the meantime, today, Addie Bates, Curtis Poindexter, it's time for Music Monday. We got 5 seconds of 5 songs. Addie, I've got to guess the artist and the song. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I made it really easy today, so if we don't get them correct, we should be concerned. This is a very easy day. Curtis, are you ready?
Curtis, Crotch.
All right, Drake, you ready?
Crotch Poindexter? Yeah, let's do it.
Number 1.
You're giving love instinctively, round and round you're turning me.
Oh, no. Song number 2.
She broke down and let me in.
Okay, that one's easy. I don't know if it's easy for the general public, though. General public! But it's pretty, I like that one. I do like that song a lot. It's one of the hardest songs playing on guitar in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Next.
Don't know what it means. Don't know what it means to love someone.
I know ball. It's one of your favorite artists.
Oh, no. That's your favorite artist ever?
That's one of your favorite.
Okay, next, Curtis. Oh, no!
There you go.
All right, next song.
I saw you dancing in a crowded room.
That one. Okay, song number 1.
You're giving love instinctively. Round and round, you're turning me.
Donna Summers.
Diana Ross.
Diana Ross. That's what I was going for.
Diana
Upside Down.
What's the name of the song?
Upside Down.
Upside Down. Okay. Diana Ross. Upside Down. Next.
She broke down, let me in.
Never Going Back Again, Fleetwood Mac.
Good.
Never going back again.
Don't know what it means. Don't know what it means to love someone.
Wow.
Conway Twitty?
That is Sturgill Simpson.
Merle Haggard? That's Sturgill? No,
Yes.
it's not.
Yes,
Replay
it is.
that.
It's his,
Play it again.
It is his. Yeah, play it.
Don't know what it means.
Oh,
Don't
wow.
know what it means to love someone.
It's his cover
Yeah,
of
he's top
Nirvana's
3
In
all
Bloom.
time for me.
He does a cover of In Bloom by Nirvana. God, Paul knows
Oh,
where Addie
wow. Yeah,
Bates.
you're unlocking that for me. That's all. Well, know what I'm doing after the show. Wow. Sturgill. I love Sturgill Simpson. All right, 4th. Blister in the Sun by the Twinks.
The Violent Femmes.
I might as well call them. I mean, come on.
Twinks.
Never go on
Last
like a
one.
blender in the sun.
I saw you dancing in a crowded room.
The Weeknd, Save Your Tears for Another Day.
Boom. There you go. Good job.
I strut my stuff. I'm so stressed out. This little whisper thing. Let me go on.
That's such a good album. I love it.
Bonus song.
Let me go on by the Twinks. Oh no, Blip! Curtis fell into the well. Oh, Nitro, should we leave him? Yeah, Blip. We're finally free of its curses. It is Curtis Poindexter, Addie Bates, Colin Jones, Bruce Gilbert, Armin Williams, Ryan McGuire. This is the Drake Toll Show.
This is West